the fuck up.
What the fuck is going on?
We're waking you up. You ought to love it. It's a privilege to hear our voices.
This is so cool.
It's fucking hysterically funny.
Oh, this is good radio right here.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah!
1 minute you're acting like an intelligent guy, the next minute you're acting like a big giant ass.
He's got each other fine. Oh my god!
It's fucking brilliant, man.
Really funny shit.
Arousing in perverse and interesting ways.
It's like an audio rape. Yeah, it's amazing.
This is the best show ever.
The Opie and Anthony Show, the most popular show in the history of satellite radio.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Good morning. Good morning. We're live from New York City. Fucking snowing again. This Bloomberg better get his act together. Those streets better have not a hint of snow on them tomorrow. Or he's in deep doo-doo.
Driving in, I already saw the plows and sand trucks stationed at various parts of highways in the city and everything.
They ain't fucking around, right?
No, they're out there already just sitting, waiting for snow to pile up to start plowing.
This city...
I'm plowing.
This city's a fucking mess.
Yeah, disaster.
When you're driving out of the city, do you see the piles of garbage? This city has.
It's more. I'm looking at the garbage on the street.
Yeah, I understand. But this city has piles of garbage like I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere. And these are the nice neighborhoods of Manhattan. I can only imagine what's going on uptown, because we all know they don't get the same services as us well-to-do white people.
Well, yes.
But even in the well-to-do white neighborhoods, the garbage is piling up.
Is it still there? Yeah, the garbage?
They were out yesterday, the sanitation trucks, picking up a shitload, but they can't keep up with it because they're way behind.
Oh, and garbage still coming out of the city.
And the
it's
garbage,
not like everyone stopped making garbage so they could clean this up. Okay.
Yeah, I saw one building where they're hauling away bags, but they're not going to get the whole pile because the trucks are only so big.
Yeah.
And you got the building people bringing out new garbage. I don't know how they ever catch up.
Oh, okay, wow, that's like 24 hours a day. They got to fucking be out there.
The
piles, shit.
The piles are unbelievable. They're 5-6 feet high in just regular areas.
Well, it could be covered up by some new snow.
Yeah, 3 to 5 inches in the city.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
We could do that. That's easy.
So that 3 to 5, I saw 2 to 6.
Yeah.
You get the different ones from the different channels. They want to make it a little more dramatic. This looks to me like it's just going to be a wash. I don't know. Because they said with the last one, they said that it was going to be a blizzard, like right before it was going to be a blizzard.
Right.
They didn't really hype it. This one they've been hyping all week.
Right.
And I think it's just going to be a wash.
It's just going to be a little bit of a
I don't
bust?
think we're going to see shit.
But the sanitation department knows they got to, get this shit cleaned up immediately. They can't fuck around. If they were even fucking around, I don't know. It seems like something was amiss.
Yeah, someone fucked up. Few people fucked up.
But also you got to remember, too, that blizzard hit, pretty much Christmas Day, really late.
Yeah.
Almost Christmas Day.
People aren't really ready to roll.
Think about your own life and think about your own job. Most people take those days off.
Yeah.
Sanitation people aren't much different.
Just relax.
If they got a few days coming, they're like, yeah, I'm going to take the fucking Christmas weekend off there.
Oh, they want me to come in? Yeah, I'll be in a few hours.
So I don't know what the fuck is the real story there, but all I know is the city is still trying to catch up because they had to clean the streets and blow off the garbage, and now the garbage is piled up.
Garbage.
And
Lots of garbage.
And now they can't get rid of the garbage because more snow's coming.
Yeah.
Someone is hinting that they need the National Guard to clean up the garbage.
I saw that. It's like, I don't think we need the military to come in and waste their time with the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
How about the sanitation department just gets out there and does the job?
Yeah, they'll.
I think enough tax dollars go out there. I think they're paid well enough to get out there and clean the shit
not
up.
if you ask them.
I know,
but it's just like us. We bitch and complain because we want to make more money.
It's like anything else.
Everybody wants to make more money.
Yeah,
that's a nice blanket statement for everybody.
That was one of the lines in Wall Street 2.
Oh, really?
Yes, one of the guys was asked, goes, "What's your line? Like, when will you have enough money? What is your line where you could say, I'm out, whatever, I got enough money?" And he goes, "What's your amount?" And the guy goes, "More."
More.
That's his line. More.
And I think that's the philosophy of everybody. No matter how much you make, you always want just a little more.
You always want
right?
a little more, a little buffer, a little more security.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we got that. We got a little snowstorm coming in. We got Michio Kaku calling in to talk about
what?
We need an expert. I want to know why the birds are dying.
Ah.
I think they're dying because of loud noises.
It is like in Toy Story 3.
Yeah. He'll talk to us like kids, but
of course he will.
But he's calling the show today. Maybe he'll give us a real answer.
Oh, good about the birds. I think it's that. I think this is like anything else. You know, when the sharks attack and it becomes the summer of the shark.
Oh, sure.
And you realize that it's been happening for years anyway. I think this has just been happening, but the news finally picked up on it, and they're making a giant deal of it.
I think you're right. I think birds die all the time.
I think they just fall out of the sky. A big flock. Well, you know how they all fly together? One turns one way and they all turn that way?
Right.
I think sometimes a few of them make a wrong turn.
Yeah.
And they bash into each other and hit the ground and it's over.
That's our theory. The fireworks went off, startled them. They were flying way too close together to begin with. They crashed into each other. It was like a flashbang. And then they didn't know what happened. And then their blunt trauma was hitting the ground.
Yeah.
Because you got some idiots, they died of blunt trauma.
They hit a wall in the sky.
The blunt trauma part was when they hit the ground.
Yeah, when they plummet and hit the ground, they're going to have blunt trauma.
Jesus.
Dummies. But of course, there's always a conspiracy.
Well, we'll see.
That's why we have Troy.
Yeah, we got Troy and we got Michio Kaku to calm us all the fuck down. But you're right. The media focuses on one thing. They decide, okay, no, we got to do a lot of bird stories in the next week or two.
Yeah.
You think we're going to be talking about Ted Williams in another day or two?
Nah, we'll talk about him today because, wow.
It'll be over by Monday?
By Monday, done, unless he does something really stupid, which I truly believe he will. I think the majority of homeless people are crazy people. They're not just homeless. They're crazy.
Right.
We like to think it's the people that slip through the cracks and the people that, the bad economy, there's a family, they're homeless, they're in a shelter, this, that. That happens, but that is such the minority of homeless people. The majority of homeless people are stark raving lunatics.
There's a reason why they're homeless.
Right. They can't function in society. They can't hold a job. They don't know how to use money. They don't know how to operate with people and talk to family, friends, acquaintances. You know what's going to happen? This motherfucker has been used to pissing himself, eating out of dumpsters, everything else. That first big-ass paycheck, this guy's going from nothing to like, ooh, a paycheck. He's going to be right back into the bottle, back into whatever the fuck else, and it's over, Johnny.
Well, when you get discovered like that, you got to celebrate with a few pops.
Well, you do have to maybe pop some champagne,
just a few pops. You go, look, I'll get back on the program, but I need a few drinks now. And why isn't anyone talking about? They're talking about his golden voice, right?
Yes, they are.
But they're not talking about his roadkill breath yet.
Oh, imagine the guy that's got to use the mic after him. You know, we come in here and we're like, Mars, could you spray the Febreze on these mics?
I bet you his voice smells like a possum's asshole, but no one wants to talk about it.
It's a golden voice coming out of his sewer pipe.
You think Matt Lauer was smelling his horrendous fucking homeless breath yesterday when they were doing that feel-good interview?
Oh, no.
You don't think?
No. Wow.
That's the shit I always wonder about. This fucking guy hasn't brushed his teeth in 2 years, probably.
No, he's got to go in for a cleaning or something.
You want to do a little Ted Williams?
Let's give him his due. For as long as he's going to get it, which is, like you said, maybe another day or two.
I think they found his wife, and she's like, oh, this is real good. But he left me and my 2 kids.
Really?
To go down the, what do they call it? The rabbit hole? How do they say that? The fucking rabbit hole for drugs?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in one of the papers.
It was the drugs?
I think it's a wife. I don't know. I saw
on the drugs.
I saw kind of like the first sentence or two.
Baby mama, I bet. Baby mama.
Maybe a little baby mama.
Yeah.
So, all right, here's Ted Williams, the homeless guy with the golden radio. Announcing for the Today Show yesterday.
Oh, he was.
That's not a bad bit.
He also did it for Jimmy Fallon, I think.
Was he on Fallon? I DVR Fallon. I watched Fallon.
I read some tweets, and it said that he was doing the same thing.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that. There's is that his old wife, baby mama?
Wow.
His wife. Behind Golden Voice, Ted Williams, his ex-wife. Thanks for the pop-up, you fucking asshole internet. Patricia Kirtley. The story's real hero. Why is she the hero of this story?
Because she's a sassy black woman that looked like she's a judge on a TV series.
Well, it says here that she raised 4 daughters alone after Williams split.
And problem?
Yeah, that's what black people
isn't
do.
Isn't that?
Oh, and
like,
she's partially
statistically
blind.
She's partially blind. So then now they're making Ted Williams look like an asshole.
I left that blind bitch. Wait, I left that blind bitch.
Right.
Fuck her.
Well, here he is announcing for the Today Show yesterday.
From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Meredith Vieira. Live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
I'm shitting my pants.
This Thursday morning, except for the fact that Gipsy ordered the names wrong. I thought Ted Williams did a great job.
That wasn't his fault. Good. That's the way it was on the script.
A little flat.
Yeah.
It's time to critique Golden Voice guy.
He's got a good voice, but his delivery
he was
a little staccato.
Right. A little flat. No George Taylor Morris.
He got no personality.
Right.
He needs some personality.
And then Ted announces for Fallon last night.
Yeah.
Here it is.
You're watching Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. Tonight's guests are Jim Carrey, Dr. Oz, and musical guest Iron and Wine. Back to you, Jimmy.
Hey, everybody. That is the man with the golden voice, Ted Williams, right there, everybody.
Listen to the ovation.
Yeah.
Listen to the ovation this bum is getting.
Everyone that's applauding like that.
Yeah.
Would one of them take him home?
No.
Would one of them take him home?
Dude,
for a nice warm shower and a nice hot meal?
A few days ago, they wouldn't give him a quarter on the street.
Right. They rolled up their windows and locked them.
Yes.
One idiot was smart enough to go, what's this guy about?
If I had been the guy driving wherever he was standing on the side of the road where they initially got the video, instead of rolling down the window and videotaping him, I'd have just rolled up the window and blurted out something nasty to myself.
All right.
But now he's woo.
Well, you know what I would have done? I would have made him feel like he's got something. Then I would have got out of the car and stomped on his vocal cords.
Yes, let him take away what he needs to survive.
Right. He sounded better on Fallon. His voice is more suited for like a Fallon.
Well, that was the rock music playing, so I guess he got into it a little more. That's a little stuffy, that Today Show intro music.
Ah, yeah, fuck those
You gotta
guys.
be very bloody blah.
Right. Yeah, whatever.
So he's in the news, and wow, what a story! What a heartwarming story. He found his mommy.
We got that audio.
Oh, Jesus, this was
Did they meet in person, or was it a phone call?
I think in person. She's like
Really?
90 years old.
Right. So she's around to see her son do good for a week?
She said
this is a do-good story for a week. And then people are going to be bored with him, and they're going to ship him back to Columbus. And he's going to do local radio for a little while, and then you're going to find him fucking right back outside that tire and battery store.
How you doing?
Dan's place.
With Angry Dan from the tire and battery shop.
Yeah, I need to talk to Angry Dan today. That fucking asshole. Stupid Dan.
Dan from the tire and battery place. That's who ought to be interviewed.
Yes.
And hear what this guy was like pissing and shitting outside his fucking business establishment.
Well, the woman he was with at the time was
giving blowjobs in cars with fucking
numerous men
in the parking lot.
Or so it looks like. We don't know for sure.
I would definitely bank on it.
But if a woman is being dropped off by many, many different guys
in the same parking lot, was she hitching a ride to the other side of the parking lot and back?
Dan has decided to take up camp at Ted Williams took up camp at Dan's tire and battery store.
For
his shenanigans. He's shitting and...
I'm trying to sell tires and batteries here.
But I still hate fucking Dan. What if it was my business? Dan. I'm sure I would be annoyed too.
Dan's got an Employee of the Year thing up there. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
You know Dan is in charge.
Dan's an asshole.
They call him Dan the Man, I bet, at the Tire and Battery
I'm sure
place.
they do, Ed.
Dan the Man. Not afraid to talk about this Ted Williams either.
Fuck, is that funny? We got the sanitation guys still arguing that it's not their fault. I don't know whose fault it is.
I don't know.
AJ or all right, I'll give him 1 minute, and then we got to get to Ted Williams meeting his mom.
All right.
What's up, brother?
Yo.
Hey, I don't know
sir.
your name. Is it AJ or A? What does it say? Al?
Al from Brooklyn.
Al.
All right, Al. What's up?
Tell us about your plow, Al. Okay, Al.
Hey, take it easy, guys. No, really.
Take it easy, guys.
Take it easy, guys.
He starts with take it easy,
Take it easy, guys.
All right, go ahead, Al.
Go ahead.
The mechanics in the day before to put the chains or the plows until it started snowing, man. They don't want to give the overtime because the city deputy mayor and the other clowns are trying to cut back. No slowdown. I'm breaking my ass. I'm picking up garbage. We're still getting rid of snow, bro.
All right. That's I don't know. You know, I mean, that's
Yeah,
what you're
whatever.
saying. That's fine.
Sounds good.
You got your side out there today, so now everyone's got their side out. We could all agree that we don't like Mayor Bloomberg, right?
Yeah, he's a douche.
And his approval rating is dropping drastically here in New York.
Plummeting.
So, all right. All right, Al. Thank you.
Is it true that the mayor's now trying to get? And I don't give a shit about smoking, smokers, whatever. Go fuck
the
yourself,
sidewalk
whatever.
thing?
But yeah, sidewalks and out in front of bars. He doesn't want people. You know how people go to bars and then they go outside and congregate in front for the smokes and then go back in the bar.
It's a great social event. You go on the sidewalk, have a cigarette, and you fucking talk to people you would never talk to in the bar.
But now I guess the mayor's trying to get rid of that because people have to walk through that cloud of smoke to get in and out of the bar, and it defeats the purpose, is what he's saying.
I hate smoking. I'm
Yeah,
not a
believe me.
fan of it, but
Yeah.
enough already.
Yeah,
I'm
leave
happy.
him alone.
I'm happy that I could go home after being in a bar and not smell like smoke. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I feel like you should be able to smoke in bars and restaurants. And then it'll be up to me. We've done this break. I don't feel like doing it again. But to get it to the point with the sidewalk, that's just ridiculous.
Well, Great Neck out there on Long Island
did just that, right?
Banned smoking in the village of Great Neck. Outdoor smoking banned. You can't smoke outside. It's and this is absolutely where everybody knew it was going when they first tried to ban cigarettes from anywhere. Airplanes and hospitals and places like that where it's legitimate. You're like, look, I never liked flying on a plane with someone puffing a cigarette. I remember going to California. I must have been 12 or something the first time I winged out there. And people were smoking on the plane. And it was just,
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Hospitals? Yeah, that's probably a good idea not to smoke in hospitals.
The worst was indoor sporting events. Holy shit.
Yeah, that too.
Do you remember going to Madison Square Garden when we were growing up? And it had to be a cloud of smoke at the top of the garden or the Nassau Coliseum.
Across to the other people across the garden or the Coliseum because there was just this haze of smoke.
So it went from that to now you can't even smoke outdoors on a sidewalk. They want to get rid of smoking in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And they might just do it.
Through legislation, though, that's tricky.
No, but it's not. It's the same shit we deal with. It has nothing to do with legislation. It's the corporate. It's you know what I mean. It's like we ban it here and there, and there's no official legislation that smoking is illegal. But it gets to a point where you can't smoke anywhere anymore. So then you go, well, I'm not smoking.
I know,
and then they technically ban it.
There's legislation as far as like Bloomberg banning it in bars and things like that, and they make laws where the bar owners are fined and if there's smoking going on in there. But then, like you said, all a business has to do is put signs up out front that say no smoking in this area,
right?
And you pretty much ban smoking in front of certain buildings.
And to explain it, the regulars know, but. As far as what me and Ant do, it has nothing to do with the FCC anymore.
No.
The FCC is easy to deal with.
Yeah.
It's the corporate policy stuff, banning this and that. Has nothing to do with the government.
Yeah, you could say fuck right here. That would be fine on regular radio.
Right.
But you can't say certain things that might be nasty to certain groups and without getting in trouble.
And it'll be really quick. The amount of stuff we're not allowed to do on satellite radio has nothing to do with the government.
No.
Has nothing to do. There's a whole bunch of rules that
internal company policy.
Whole bunch of rules we got to kind of follow here on satellite radio.
Yeah,
and you know, we just deal with it, I guess.
Yeah.
But now it's down to smoking on sidewalks.
I'm amazed. Yeah, because Great Neck, I used to live in Great Neck, and you walk down the sidewalk. Now you can't even smoke a cigarette walking down the sidewalk.
So fucked up.
And who's going to be the first poor bastard that thing gets tested out for? That doesn't know and just lights up and is walking?
Yeah, but what is it? $100 fine, something like that? It's probably like a parking ticket.
Higher?
Oh, higher. What are they talking?
Violators could face a fine of up to $1,000.
Up to. So probably half that.
Also prohibited Village Green Park, the housing. Wow, that's like municipal parking lots. You just can't smoke in Great Neck.
When you're walking by a guy on the sidewalk here in New York and he's puffing away and he just happens to inhale literally seconds before you're walking by him, you're like, ah, fuck, you want to strangle the guy?
I know, yeah.
But I also know, health-wise, it's really not doing much to me.
I don't like walking through that cloud of smoke.
I'm not happy about it.
Because it tastes delicious?
Because it reminds me of the wonderfulness. It's just, I don't know. Smoke coming out of the cigarette is a lot better than the smoke that comes out of someone's fucking lungs.
I have a hard time with it, like, because it's like a love-hate thing. Like, sometimes I'll make that face and I'll go, ugh, but then, like, as I'm making the face, I go, I really want that in me.
Oh, really?
I want to be the guy.
Yeah, like, I want to light one up and just have one because I miss it a little.
I always loved the smell of a cigarette, but never got into smoking. I was never all in. I was one of those faggoty fucking, bar smokers.
Just kind
when
of
I had a few drinks, I felt like I needed a cigarette.
Get drinks in, yeah.
And I know I looked like a complete asshole doing it because I never was able to smoke it properly. What a douchebag. I would love to go into a fucking time machine and punch myself in the face. What a fucking asshole I was. And still am. I get it. But not as much. So, all right, no smoking on sidewalks or outside bars is what the mayor is up to now. That's
what he's
good.
Trying to do.
That's good. But the roadways still suck a dick. But you'll worry about people smoking cigarettes outside bars.
Smoking, yeah.
That's when I'll respect a politician again. When someone comes into this fucking city and goes, you know what? Holy shit, these roads are a complete disaster. We got to redo all of them. Then I'll finally start, respecting a politician again. That Long Island Expressway has forced me not to live near my family.
That annoys me to no end. But what also annoys me is when they are fixing it. So I'm a hypocrite.
No, I understand
I
that.
hate the traffic when they're fixing it, and I hate the condition of it when they're not.
But they're not fixing it. They're just patching it up. I mean, there is major problems with the roads coming in and out of New York. There's not enough room for these cars.
I'm Parkway guy now.
Yeah,
I'm Northern Parkway
State
guy, fucking Grand Central. I don't take, and the reason I don't take the expressway a lot of the times is because my vehicle, after 6 months, looked like someone had shot it with a fucking shotgun from the front, with all those cock fuck tractor trailers with the rocks and sand.
Mm-hmm.
And I will always be behind one when some asshole is next to it in the left lane, just matching his speed.
So you're stuck.
So you're stuck there, and I get
Just
right
getting
up on the
pelted.
guy's ass.
Right.
And not the truck, obviously. The guy, and it's like, do you understand what's going on? Like, does this idiot understand that I'm being pelted by the same shit he was just being pelted with? And that's why he moved up to the side of the truck.
Right.
But now I'm stuck there. How about you move and let everyone else that's being pelted get the fuck through, you cocksucker. And this might be a little racial, look out. But do Asian people have rearview mirrors in their cars? I submit to you, no. Because they have no clue what the fuck is going on behind them.
Are they the worst drivers on the road?
The worst. I go around so many Asian people and look and just go, ah.
Why do you feel when you have to talk to an Asian person that you have to slow down your voice?
Even like,
I think it comes from ordering Chinese food.
Is it?
Dude, that's exactly where it comes from.
I'm not even trying to make a joke. When I see an Asian person that I have to talk to, and this is not in restaurants, I feel like I have to slow down my delivery.
And
over
even if they
pronunciate.
Go, yes, excuse me. Why are you talking
then
like that?
I feel like a complete asshole.
Yeah, and it is because of the Chinese food. Ordering Chinese food is one of the most, to me, it is amongst the most stressful things in my life. When you have people over and it's like, all right, you want to order Chinese? Yeah. All right, who's going to do it? You call. No, fuck you. You call. And then you got to call and you get,
Hello, good day. Can I help you?
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Here we go.
What do I start with? Do I give him the order? Do I give him the address?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know where to begin with this.
Phone number?
Yeah, 917.
947.
No, 917.
917.
Wait. Address is 35 Elm Street.
36 Elm Street?
No, Elm.
Hell?
Fuck, come on.
How are they even in business? How do they stay in business?
All right, I need beef teriyaki.
Small large.
Small.
But you want to make sure they know it's beef teriyaki.
Beef teriyaki, though. Yeah.
You want to be teriyaki to go one star?
Wait, what? No, just beef teriyaki.
Yeah, beef teriyaki with the cancer we die.
Do you know one time I was on my way home and I felt like having some sushi, so I called my sushi place. And I just wanted some spicy tuna rolls, no big deal. And now they have some lunch special where they give you miso soup too.
Oh.
And that's fine. But I don't eat that shit, so I usually just throw it away. So there's like a lunch special that's like a certain price. So the next time I call and I say, let me get, my rolls or whatever. And I was like, I don't need the soup. You don't have to give me soup. She's like, oh, you don't want lunch special? I'm like, no, I don't want that soup. But when you don't get the soup, it costs more money.
Yeah.
So they're giving me less stuff and charging me an extra $2. So now I just get the soup and throw it away on the way out.
And there's no one you can talk to about it.
No, you can. Don't try to do it.
That's more frustrating.
Yeah.
Like I want this. I want without the soup.
Without soup because extra.
How?
Just charge me the same price. Throw the soup away.
Yeah.
Don't give me the soup.
Okay, so you want 2 soup?
No, I didn't want to.
You should just order the lunch special and tell them, okay, you see the soup that's sitting in my lunch special? Now just throw that in the garbage.
I used to be coy. Like, I used to, wait till I was outside, and then I would go in the bag and, throw it away so that they wouldn't see. Now, I just don't care. Now, I'll open it up right at the counter. I take it out, and on the way out, I'm just like, dunk.
You never see a Chinese restaurant closing down, though. They know what they're doing.
No.
Which is kind of bizarre because, like you said, it's really hard to order stuff. So
You know what else I love about Chinese restaurants is this whole thing. And, okay, that's my order. Okay.
Okay, 40 minutes.
Thank you. The fuck? How the hell do they do that?
I don't know.
It's the fastest order ever. I have an Italian place around the corner that I order from that doesn't even come close to the Chinese place that is 3 times as far away.
That you can't communicate with.
Yeah,
can't communicate with them, but they're knocking at your door seconds after you order.
I feel like Chinese food places have mystical powers sometimes.
Absolutely.
Because the fast thing is, whatever. Everybody knows the Chinese food comes fast, but it's also hot and it stays hot forever.
Yeah, that's it. You never get cold Chinese
You get some
food.
wonton soup or some shit, and you forget to put it away. It's in the bag, and 3 hours later, you're like, oh fuck, I forgot to put that soup in the fridge. And you go and grab it, and it's still nice and warm, and you're like, holy shit, I ordered food at fucking 4 o'clock. It's
Fire up dragon! Fire up dragon! Keep warm. Oh, okay. Fire dragon.
Fuck yeah.
I'm all in. Now I want Chinese food. We got any Chinese food back there? I'm starving.
We're all out.
Starving.
Thanks for adding that, E-Rock. That was terrific.
Yeah, you did have to do the Black Earl line.
Oh, we're going to get to E-Rock doing a live nagling in a second.
Oh, God, did you naggle the shit out of the replay yesterday?
I always love when my Twitter explodes with something E-Rock did wrong. I get so excited. I was actually jumping up and down in my apartment.
It was great.
I was just jumping up and down. I think we have to go back on the radio now. I'm going to call Anthony and tell him to drive back into the city.
No, we have to. And then Sam had to chime in on Twitter also.
Oh, yeah.
Because the second Eric nagles something up, Sam is right there to call him out on it.
We'll do the live nagling in a minute.
It was kind of funny too because when that was going down yesterday, I thought Sam would be upset that these takes were going out live on the air.
No.
But no, just the opposite. He couldn't be happier.
He's happier than a pig in shit.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, happier than a pig in the engineering room.
I want to say hi.
Pig and nickel.
We'll get into that certainly, probably after the break because it's going to take a little time. But Rat Spit from Pal Talk, checking in from Vegas. CES is going down. Remember when we used to go to CES?
The good old days.
It's all about the tablets. We can talk about that later too.
The tablets. Well, if you remember, I jumped on on a tech stock.
You did?
A couple of weeks ago.
Making money off it?
I jumped on NVIDIA. And holy fuck, they came out with announcements and whoopity-doo.
You're doing good?
I was like, wow, I finally picked one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's not get crazy. We're still way the fuck down.
Well, of course. It's
Stupid fucking Citadel. I haven't forgotten.
I'm still
I know
making up
Fareed has
for
avoided
Citadel.
me because he knows I'm going to punch him in the face when I finally run into him.
I am getting there though on my my E-Trade account.
Oh, really?
I am getting.
There might be a break even soon.
There could be a break even soon. It's been amazing.
That's a strong year you're having.
And NVIDIA announced a few things about a chip that they're putting in. Chip. They announced a chip that they're putting in some phones for better graphics and shit like that. And wow, they went. And then the one you were talking about, holy shit.
What is it up to?
It's now over $10.
Motherfucker.
That fucking thing is...
Guess who didn't buy that stock? And I told you about it.
I know. You're the one giving me the tip like, hey, check this out.
I would have made $2 a share.
I didn't buy it either. Because I
told you.
But I went into NVIDIA, which is fine. I'm happy with what's been happening with NVIDIA.
A lot of people in the know say that stock goes to 16 or 18.
The Tegra 2 chip is what NVIDIA's
so we still have a shot if we get in.
Oh yeah, it's
are you serious?
That fucking dude, that stock, and it was just after you.
Oh my god!
It's at 9.
And someone close to me said, "Trust me on this one," and I'm like, "You can't." When someone says, "Trust me in a stock," that usually means run away.
You brought this up about a month ago, I guess.
Early December.
Yeah, early.
I can tell you
December.
exactly what it was. It was 8. Let me look at the chart.
8.12.
No, a little higher probably. Okay, it was a little higher. It was probably about 8. Honestly, it was probably about 8.50 when I told you about it.
$8.50. All right, we're at $9.92
right now.
Yeah, $9.92. NVIDIA is up to $19.33, and I was in there somewhere at like 14. I took all my British Petroleum money and sold it and went and put it all into NVIDIA. So I was like,
that fucking $9.99. That's not going down now.
That's probably gonna because they're. I might have to dump a couple bucks into that one.
Well, do it soon.
I know. Yeah. You
anyway,
don't want to get in when it goes up. So.
Rat spit. And now it doesn't make sense because we've moved on. But he writes, did you hear about how much the bluefin tuna sold for at auction the other day?
Yeah.
Record-breaking price.
Yeah.
We got to get a boat and start fucking fishing for bluefin.
Bluefin tunaing?
Yeah, they give how many thousands of dollars for one fucking fish? What was it? Like 600,000 or something? What was the price on that damn thing?
I don't even remember.
It set a record.
It wasn't 200 and something?
It was all over the news. This bluefin tuna, if you could find one of those fuckers, you're set for life.
The Japanese grab 'em, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that pounds? Or what is that?
I'll try to convert. Oh boy,
is that a euro or a pound?
I'll convert. All right, you're going to convert the pounds into the dollars.
That is about $500,000.
It is, right?
Yeah.
For one lousy fish.
Holy shit.
That's a few £100s, right?
The English and their silly money.
We're doing a little conversion here.
Twice as much as our money.
Yeah, fucking.
How many yen? How many yen? Uh-oh.
This side sucks a dick.
All right, we'll go somewhere else.
About $400,000.
I don't know why Mars ran down the hall because I wanted to wish him a very happy Three Kings Day. I hope he had a fine Three Kings Day.
What is that? Is that a Hispanic holiday?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
I had to let my help go early yesterday. So she could celebrate Three Kings Day.
Three Kings Day.
Is Mars laughing as he walks down the hall?
How come the help is always Hispanic?
Because they do a great job. Oh, Mars giving me a thumbs up. He knows about Three Kings Day. Where they hide stupid shit in bread.
What? Are you kidding?
And then you could choke to death because you don't know there's a little fucking prize in your bread.
Crazy. Nah, $392,000.
So just shy of 400,000
for
one
fucking
fish. Where do you find this bluefin?
And how do you make your money back on that shit? Sushi?
Yeah,
How much sushi you get out of that fucking fish?
I think fish like that, they go to very, very high-end sushi joints.
Yeah?
Yeah, you ever have bluefin tuna?
No.
I think I've had it a couple times. It's ridiculous.
Good shit. Must run pretty steep.
Oh, yeah, you don't like sushi. You like the basic shit.
I like the basic shit. I like
Dude,
I don't like raw tuna.
When you find a place that has really good tuna, there's nothing better.
Can't get past
There's
it.
nothing better.
I'll even take seared tuna steak. That's still rare in the middle. But I need some of that.
You won't do
cooked
that
taste.
tartare, huh?
No, I can't do it just
Tartare,
raw.
if it's
tuna tartare, if it's
it's
at the right
made
place?
right. Some people really don't know how to make that shit, but some places
cannot do it.
Little citrus in there.
I don't even
Mix it up
I don't
nice.
even know how I eat. If you told me 3 years ago you'd eat a hamburger patty of raw tuna, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my face.
Fuck you.
Where's Mars? I want to talk about Three Kings Day for a second.
Maybe he's busy digging through some bread for some prizes.
And probably. That's what I heard. But then again, she doesn't speak English too well, so that's what I got out of the Three Kings.
Is that the...
We're all encompassing on the show. We want to learn about other cultures, Mars. What's this Three Kings Day about?
I know what it is. I'll explain it. It's a custom that came from hiding files in cakes, I believe. And it sort of means... yeah.
Actually, it's, the kings came and brought Jesus presents.
Yeah, but they weren't Puerto Rican.
Yes.
Right, but
leave them alone. Why are you jumping
Puerto
around
Rican,
our shit?
very fucking religious, very into Jesus. Jesus, if you will.
That's right.
Jesus, if
but
you will.
You guys didn't do your research, man, because we're not the only ones. It's Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, Caribbean, Mexicans.
In other words,
Germans.
Germans?
England.
One of these people don't go with the others.
England
also.
Aren't they the wise men?
England.
The three wise men?
Yes.
Wasn't it that incense or frankincense, myrrh, and
gold?
Gold?
Yes.
Yeah?
You guys weren't bringing the gold.
They were. It was in their teeth, though.
Yeah.
They stored the gold in their teeth.
Who are you kidding? You were cleaning out the stalls after fucking Jesus was born.
Oh, no, the hay? Like
Yeah.
re-raking the hay?
Yeah, the Ricans had to get rid of the afterbirth. Who are you kidding?
Gee.
When Mary and Joseph moved on with their little baby Jesus, then the Puerto Ricans moved in and cleaned up the place for the next people.
Jesus.
So what's
Maria.
Three Kings about? You hide shit in bread?
Well, see, that's new to me. What I've done for my kids is you put grass or hay in a shoebox, and that's for the.
This just sounds.
You do realize
like it's
2011.
Holiday on a shoestring.
Okay, so
What?
so the kids think that they're feeding the camels that the kings rode in on.
What kid is believing that?
Feed you and the camel you rode in on. So they have hay in a shoebox.
Hold on, where are your camels? There's 20 of you living in one room. Where's the camel?
Wow.
Where the fuck is the camel?
Check.
In the Corolla.
Where are you finding a camel on the upper east side?
So when they wake up in the
Your
morning,
kids believe there's a camel.
It's 5 years old. I got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Where the fuck do they think the camel is?
I'm sorry?
Where do they think the camel is that they have to feed?
Well, of course, the 5-year-old questions it. He's like, how does a camel come up the stairs, Daddy? Shit like that. Of course.
Right.
But it's just,
So you got Santa Claus and then a camel you got to deal with?
Yeah, it's just an extension to fucking have more of a fiesta.
So you have to have
a fiesta.
Yeah, you have to have 2 Christmases.
Yeah, we start from
What a
December.
pain in the ass that is.
It's kind of fun. See, I love Christmas.
So it's Christmas, and this was the part, though, after the birth of Jesus, which was, Christmas. This is afterwards.
Where everyone else said, okay, enough
when
already.
everyone came to give him the gifts. The little drummer boy played his little drum, and the kings came and gave him his gold Frankenstein and whatever the fuck else. And you celebrate that part of it. See, we don't have any celebration for any of that. Once Christmas is done, the kid's born,
we're done.
We're done until the next holiday where he's dead.
New Year's Day comes around, and we get
Easter.
that fucking Christmas tree out of our house and move on with our lives.
Birth, death. That's
still
pretty much it.
He's still celebrating baby Jesus.
It's still going. So, so there's the shoebox.
That's that.
And there's the hay.
Where do you get the hay from?
Well,
Where do you get hay?
Well, my wife is like a Martha Stewart type, so she's got a
Are
whole
you cutting up a little newspaper making believe it's hay?
No, we had dried up hay from October. Decorations from October.
Oh, so you find your Halloween decorations
exactly.
and you kind of rip them
You
apart.
recycle your Halloween shit for Three Kings Day.
Well, we have leftovers from October's decorations,
Decorations. It's a whole
So
thing.
stereotypical.
I don't know. I'm not even gonna.
All right, go ahead. So you got the fucking hay.
So they put the hay in for the camels, and they go to sleep. When they wake up, the hay is gone. There's a mess. So you leave a trail of camel, like, you know,
Shit.
footprints, shit, whatever. And the kids have gifts. And
Have you ever gone all in and get a little shit on your floor?
No.
Why not?
Pick up some dog shit and throw it around and go, that's camel shit.
That's camel shit. Then the kids would believe.
I
They
put
would
in
really
dirt, like pieces of grass and stuff like that. But and they get 3 gifts each.
What a horrible fucking
and then
holiday.
and then they watch the George Clooney movie, Three Kings. Do you?
And then what's left in the shoebox? A little toy or something?
Yeah, like I gave my 2 leapsters, the little leapsters. These are little units that teach them how to read and write and all that.
No, I've heard of leapsters. Yeah,
those are pretty cool.
It's all about the leapsters with the kids.
So it's extending Christmas. They look forward to that.
Just more drinking and fucking around and not working.
Well, okay, we could go places there, but I'm not going to say a word.
No, man.
I'll be nice about
the
it.
Hispanics know how to work. I'll give you that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Holy shit,
You
do you
should
know
see
how to
that.
work.
When I see that guy with the fucking motorized backpack thing, spraying there, I call him Buck Rodriguez because it looks like he's got a rocket pack on his back, but he's just getting rid of my leaves. It's great.
Hey, you know what I just found out yesterday talking about races? I didn't know this, man.
Strap in. Let me put my finger on the dump button.
I didn't know that certain people were called Canadians.
What, Canucks?
No.
Like
I come in the bus with a lot of Canadians on the bus.
We know. Newfies? No. Fuck. We know this.
Newfies or Newfoundland.
Yeah. What?
Newfoundland.
What are they called? Just say it, Morris.
Is it bad? Oh, what they call black people.
Right.
Oh, I've heard of this.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Canadians call black
They
people.
call
No. You know, the race, the people that are describing a bus full of black people say there's a bus full of Canadians.
Really?
Well,
That's what I just brought that up.
Wait a minute. They're what? Oh boy, he's confused. If you could just see, I wish this was television. I wish this was television right now. Mars looked around like someone know what I'm talking about.
He was looking for his fellow Hispanic.
He
but
really was.
We already filled the quota, Mars. we got our one. There's no two.
I was looking for Travis because I got with Travis yesterday. He says, "Wait, that's old news. You didn't know that shit?"
Wait, so black people are called Canadians?
Yeah, by racist groups.
By racist
Well, why?
Racist tribes.
Wait. Where? Like, where are the people that call them Canadians?
Travis, help me, come.
Travis. All right, you got to isolate that clip.
Oh, yeah.
Travis, help me come. Here comes our resident expert on all things Canada. It's Travis, who, of course, is married.
I love the
to a
casual walk
Canadian.
down the hall.
Yeah,
He's taking his time.
Hey, you know what? If I was him, I would too. Unless he runs and his front of his shoe comes off and hits somebody in the nuts. Oh, hi, Travis.
Hi, Travis.
Hi, Travis.
So Canadians are called black people?
What is this? What is the whole thing about black? Because Mars is not describing this in any way I can understand.
It's not something that, like, I do or anything, but
Right.
I know that, like, just like, I think Patrice was in once saying, like, a code word for blacks is Mondays. Like, I hate the
Because
Mondays.
no one likes Mondays.
Uh-huh.
It's like that. I've heard people...
I've never heard this
Go,
one.
fucking
Yeah,
Canadians.
fucking Canadians, yeah.
But I like Canadians.
Yeah.
I don't like the Canadians.
Canada's,
but I like Canadians.
Canada's all right. By me.
So,
There's also a little reasoning behind it because when they were escaped back in the day, they would either go, way up north to Canada.
Canada? Yeah. Really? Where did they go, though?
Mars is trying to make, like, a history lesson out of this.
Wait, the Underground,
It's
the
a
Underground
racist
Railroad
term.
went to Canada?
No, I didn't say that, but some of the escapees would go up north.
I'd
way
love
up
to know
north.
where they ended up because does Canada have any left?
I don't see many when I go up there, no.
Wow.
No, the Asians have taken over Canada, right over the borders especially. A lot of Asians up in Toronto.
There's a lot of Arabs in Toronto, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, huh?
There's a lot of
That's
Haitians
scary.
in Montreal. Like,
They're
straight off the boat Haitians.
They're ganging up on
Haitians, yeah.
the border there.
Huh. All right, Mars. Thanks for filling us in
Mars,
on Three Kings Day.
Three Kings Day?
And the camel.
Is it over? Is Three Kings Day over?
Yes, it finished
Oh,
yesterday.
I'm sorry. I would have wished you a happy Three Kings Day.
Are there cards
Belated.
for that or anything?
Thank you. I'm sorry?
Any cards? Can you buy a Three Kings Day
Yeah.
card?
Yes, there are
I haven't
cards,
seen a
yes.
Hallmark card that has Three Kings on it. Yeah, there is.
I heard that you hide shit in bread, too. Maybe
That one's new to me. I just learned that one myself. I didn't know they did that.
You learned that from me. I
They
hope,
put a-
I'm
yeah.
hoping to learn from me because I mean, this woman that told me barely speaks English.
And it's fucking weird because they put a baby Jesus.
That's good.
Let's
What,
see.
what,
so
if you forget it's in there and your
Exactly.
little kid chokes to death on baby Jesus?
here's the whole thing. So every year on January 6th, families all across Mexico gather around their tables to share the Rosca de Reyes.
Reyes.
I don't know that. And now, instead of finding a lima bean in the bread, a little plastic doll representing Jesus is placed in the bread. The person who receives a piece of bread with this doll inside has to make the tamales used in the Fiesta de la Candelaria on February 2nd. That's if they're not fucking getting the Heimlich maneuver and watching little plastic baby Jesus fly across the room with some spittle on him. This celebration is the last of the Christmas festivities 40 days after Jesus' birth.
So, Mars, you got something to do on
Hey, wait a
February
minute.
2nd.
That's news to me.
Enough already.
Yeah, there's you got to make who makes the tamales in your family?
Yeah, you're making the tamales.
Who got the baby Jesus?
We ain't fucking Mexican.
Oh, that's right. Don't fucking call
I
a Puerto
understand.
Rican a Mexican.
I understand.
Holy shit. Will you open up a can of fucking
That would be bad.
Goya beans?
All right, well.
I am stunned. How do I go through life this long without knowing about Three Kings Day?
I mean, I love Christmas, but enough already with you guys
Me
celebrating the birth of Jesus.
And I'm so up on diversity and all
Sure
the
are.
holidays.
Wait, now we got what?
Dia de la Candelaria.
All right.
Dia de la Candelaria, or Candlemas, is celebrated throughout Mexico on February 2nd. It is mainly a religious and family celebration, but in some places, such as Veracruz, it is a major fiesta with bullfights and parades. Bullfights? The hell year is this?
You don't celebrate Jesus with a nice
old-fashioned
bullfight.
With a goring or a fucking slaying of a big dumb animal with swords and fucking hatchets.
No wonder all you guys are housewives and standing out Home Depot. You don't have time to fucking better
Jesus.
yourself. You're too busy celebrating every other day.
Isn't that what they were fucking celebrating at the end of Apocalypse Now? As they chopped off that fucking water buffalo's head?
Jesus.
Bullfighting.
It's gotta be.
Do you hope to get gored in the palm?
Yes. Yes. See?
And whoever gets gored in the palm and has stigmata gets something for the next Christ
Two
holiday.
palms and both the feet. You got to get gored in, and then you are golden.
Then you have to do something at the next big holiday with your scarring.
Yeah, it seems like every holiday is
It carries over
It's
to
like a
something
game
else.
show. Hey, but we'll be back next week with Dia de la Calandria.
Now you can keep your baby Jesus and take that home.
Yes.
Or you can come back to Dia de la Candelaria. Let's get
Yes.
off for a big bullfight,
Let's
everybody.
get on the bullfight. But don't tell us yet. We'll tell you tomorrow when we come back to Three Kings Day.
It's gotta be exhausting to be Hispanic.
It really is. Wow.
There's fiestas and you got to get the hay for your imaginary camel.
Hey.
You got to get your tamales prepared just right.
Only if you had
Then
the
you
baby
move
Jesus.
into the fiesta.
Only if you didn't choke on Jesus during the bread eating ceremony, then you got to make the tamales.
It's Mardi Gras. Oh, okay. So you guys are moving into the Mardi Gras thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's one fucking thing after another till you get to
What
Mardi
are they
Gras.
celebrating Nagel Tuesday?
Oh. You know what? All right. We're gonna do the Nagel thing after the break. It's time for a break, Anthony. And we got Ted Williams meeting his mom.
I can't wait.
All right, we're gonna do a quick break. When we get back, Eric Nagel fucked up so bad right after the show yesterday, and we got audio that will play next for everybody. And also the last clip from Ted Williams, and then hopefully we'll move on from this dumb story.
Yeah.
Ted Williams, the homeless guy with the golden voice, meets his mom yesterday, and it's very awkward audio. So stay right there. Trying to swallow here. Fuck. Trying to eat a little food. I know why E-Rock's playing this. I got this one.
Because it was a mistake.
Probably. He probably
meant
just
to
lucked
play
out.
Something else.
He probably lucked out. Robert Plant says Led Zeppelin is a pain in the pisser.
A pain in the pisser?
And he can't relate to it. Now, I don't know much about this story, but Ant was filling me in before the show.
Yeah, he's grown past it. He says listening to it, he doesn't even relate to it anymore. He really doesn't. It's not him. It's not who he is now. He's moved on from it. And yeah, it's a pain in the pisser.
What an asshole. I got the vibe that he's an asshole when we met him.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Zeppelin fan.
He's.
What do you mean he can't relate? A lot of people say Zeppelin's kind of timeless.
Yeah, he. The thing is, he also doesn't like people, artists that just live off of their old shit. He's gone. He says, I've gone so far somewhere else that I almost can't relate to it. Meaning the Zeppelin songs and stuff. It's a bit of a pain in the pisser, to be honest. Who cares? I know people care, but think about it from my angle soon. Soon, I'm going to need help crossing the street, he says.
He's being honest.
He's saying he's an old guy. He can't relate to Zeppelin, and he's moved on.
And he's still making really good music, depending on who you are. I mean, he found a whole different audience, and he's winning Grammys. It's not my cup of tea.
The thing is,
but he is still doing it.
If you ask any fan, all right, Robert Plant, you're going to go see Robert Plant. What would you like to hear him do?
Of course.
Everyone's going to say Led Zeppelin.
Of course.
Does
E-Rock have a quick clip of what he's doing now? One of his Grammy-winning songs?
No.
He's not going to be able to find that, is he? He teamed up with, what's her name? What?
Alison Krauss.
Alison Krauss. That's right.
Krauss.
That's right. He makes a point sort of in there because when you...
Yeah.
Oh, wait, here's what he's up to now.
No. Just thought that would come in.
Went to the fortune teller. Had my fortune read.
What happened?
I didn't know what to tell her. I had a dizzy feeling in my head. She took a look at my palm. She said, son, you feel kind of warm.
I don't mind it. I'll be honest. Don't mind it.
She said, you're in love. How could that be so?
Does it have a hook? Or is it just this?
Said when the next one arrives, you'll be looking into her eyes. Oh, yeah. Way down inside, woman, you and me.
I don't mind it.
Yeah?
I don't mind it. I'd rather hear...
It sort of just lays there for me.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't hate it.
For an older guy, his voice is still happening, though.
Well...
He can't.
Not for Zeppelin.
But
That's probably why it's pain in the pisser.
Sure. He knows he can't hit those high notes anymore. No, I don't want another one, E-Rock. We made our fucking point.
E-Rock's always game for seconds.
He sure is. Yeah, a second helping.
Oh, E-Rock.
In his world, that's all he knows.
I can see
Second
you on the
helping.
little TV, E-Rock.
Hi, E-Rock.
I'm waving to you. He's on the little TV.
But he does make a point in there because when you're really into a band and you go and see him in concert, and they're trying to throw that new shit at you, and it's a classic rock type band. You're like, oh, come on, man! I just want to hear the hits that I remember growing up.
Just the hits.
And not many bands could keep that going.
One of the greatest instances of that wasn't even something I saw. It's what you saw, and I remember it every time I hear stories like this. Neil Young.
Oh, fuck.
When you went to see Neil Young and just said the guy did not play any fucking thing
until like 2.5 hours in,
and everybody was like, "Yeah, finally!" But they were mad by that point.
Well, the guy behind me could have been the biggest Neil Young fan ever, and to hear his excitement go from level through the fucking roof to this is fucking bullshit.
This is bullshit, man.
It's still one of the greatest moments I've ever had at a concert.
Play Cinnamon Girl, you fucking cock.
This guy Neil Young can't do any wrong in his eyes. And by the end of the concert, he was the dope that stood up and said, "Hey, Neil, what about one for us?"
One for us. Yeah.
And he had the Neil Young shirt. He was so fucking excited to see Neil Young.
It is very self-serving when a musician does that. I understand their boredom. I understand that they want to open up creatively and do different things. But if you're putting out albums also and writing, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The second you take it out live, you got to give the people that paid to see you what the fuck they want. Or it's not your time; it's our time.
Well, when we were growing up, Jesus, fucking, that's what he can't relate to. Getting on those tight fucking jeans on anymore, with no underpants.
Popped up an old Zeppelin picture, Robert Plant's crotch, and his cock is like bent under his ball sack. I don't know what's going on there.
I think he's all ball bag.
No, his balls are right there. You can see his cock. It's over.
Yeah.
And then his balls are down like...
You guys want a better picture?
Oh, boy, do we. Please. Find fucking cock bulge pictures. Jesus.
Yeah, there it is.
That's what he can't relate to.
That, showing his cock?
Right.
Is he wearing the loose sweatpants these days?
Well, and we've made this point. If you're like a Neil Young guy and you've decided, fuck my hits, I want to play my new shit, then all right. How about you drop the ticket price? Then I will understand.
And let everybody know that that's what they're going to get from the evening with Neil Young.
But to go to these concerts, it's costing you a fortune.
Yep.
And then you go in there assuming he's going to sing all the songs you like, and he doesn't even come close to singing anything that you even know. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
If you want to fucking experiment and fuck around and not do any of your old shit. Can't even talk with these bulge pictures. That one looks tiny, dude.
I don't know what that is.
That looks tiny. That looks like a pea shooter.
No, it's got like a tumor on his leg.
No, well, it's one ball and then like a little like Brett Favre action.
Oh, is that what's
sticking
going
out
on
to
there?
the side? I
couldn't
think.
tell. You could see that he's unclipped through his pants. I see foreskin.
Maybe Plant is making a good point today.
I don't even know how pants bunch up like that.
I know. It's like fucking bizarre, man.
But that's what you do. You drop the ticket price so everyone understands it's going to be a little different. And then I don't think people would have much of a problem. Really fast, we got Mike in New York with a Zeppelin comment. Mikey, go ahead.
Hey, when Robert Plant's grandson is blasting Zeppelin in his room, does Robert Plant yell at him, "Turn that shit down"?
Probably.
That's what it sounds like. Like, that's what he means when he says he can't relate to it.
Oh, really?
I think he means, like, that would happen.
I bet you could still relate to the castle he lives in.
And the money, some of the cash.
That's what I'm saying. If you can't relate, then give the castle back. Go live humbly somewhere else.
Yeah.
Enough of Zeppelin. I'm still all in with Zeppelin.
Yeah, I mean, you know, here's not going to like a few Zeppelin tunes.
There's the clip, so why don't we play it? Homeless bum meets his mom, who's going to die any day now.
Bum meets his mother. You are a bum.
Is he part Indian? This
I
Ted
don't know
Williams
what he is.
guy?
No, I think he's all in African.
You think he's
Yeah.
Well, he's got the African.
I think he's all in.
He might be one of those black Indians. You see him every once in a while.
Out on Long Island.
Oh, yeah.
The reservations out there on Long Island where they sell the cheap cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
They're all black.
And get the tax breaks. And
I don't know where they got the Indian from.
There's not a hint of Indian blood in them, but, man, they get their tax breaks out there.
There ain't one Indian in Mastic.
And then every once in a while, they break into your home and kill your wife.
Yeah, that happens.
Get a few of those stories every once in a while out there. That's wonderful. What a wonderful place to live.
Marvelous.
Jesus.
Ted Williams, announcer, has his own Wikipedia page.
Does he?
Wikipedia
Rumor
page
has
already.
it Kraft is now hire this guy. Is everyone hiring him?
Oh, what for? Not the Patriots, right?
Oh,
you're talking about Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Kraft macaroni and cheese. Yeah.
Well,
that's another rumor coming in.
They want him,
what happened?
They want him to record a spot that'll run in like one of the bowl games this weekend for college football. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody wants to do something like right now.
Everyone wants it when he's hot.
Who the fuck is representing him?
Robert Eatman, I hear. That's why he's not taking our calls.
Well,
Bob, do you guys want to sit and do lunch with my new client?
Right.
He's wonderful.
I don't think you should do the spot for Kraft. I think you should stay really local and do a spot for Dan's Tire and Battery Store. That's more logical.
Ted, it's Robert Eatman. Hi. Oh, God. The heat's wearing off. I know it's only been a few days. Oh, Jesus. What are we going to do to keep the... I think you're being dropped by Kraft Macaroni and Cheese. You're losing some markets. You're losing Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, and that battery and tire guy, Dave, is really pissed at you.
Right.
He's really angry.
I can't handle the pressure.
I'm flying out. I'm flying to Skid Row to meet with you. Do you have time to meet with me? Or will you be shitting in a vestibule? Oh, God. Oh, God. It's Bob. Ted, this is really bad. I don't know what to tell you about the contract negotiations. They're not going good with the Cavaliers.
I'm going to turn into a bat now and fly to see you.
When I come to your cardboard box, you have to invite me in. I can't. The rules say I can't just walk in. I have to be invited. Get it? Because I'm Nosferatu.
Stupid Bob. Where the fuck has he been?
He's probably trying to get this guy so bad.
Yeah, whatever.
I want to get him as a client.
Well, here's Ted Williams, the bum, meeting his mom.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
I can't listen to this. I can't listen to this.
What the fuck is that?
I can't listen to this. The wheels are falling off.
Hi, Mommy. This shows...
The wheels are falling off.
It goes to show you what I was saying. This guy is crazy. Nobody talks like this to their mommy unless you're 6 years old or you're crazy. And if he's so fucking happy to see her, why didn't he pop in on her when he was a
bum?
A bum.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
Get this in my instant replay. Get this in my instant replay. Write it down, Eric.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Mommy. All right, let's get through this clip.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
What happened to his golden voice?
No kidding.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi,
Mommy.
Mommy.
G.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
Well, that was. For us, it would be, hi, Mommy.
See,
for him, that's what that was.
Hi, Mommy.
I've never liked and hated a video within an hour. In all my life.
This guy's got a very, very short half-life.
I just looked up and they were playing the original video again.
Yeah. And now I'm sure the news is talking about how heartwarming and emotional moment it was.
Who's that?
I don't know. This guy, he golfs really fast.
Who gives a fuck?
It's really fast golfer guy, and his hair looks like white Brillo. He's got the. It looks like Danny when he was doing when you were doing Doc Brown for Halloween.
He looks like a Bichon Frise.
Bichon Frise.
Whatever.
Bichon Frise.
I think that's Sammy Hagar. I think that's what he's got up to.
Oh, Sammy Hagar, white hair, but it's white.
Well, you know.
Like Sammy had like sort of blondish hair. It does look like a Bichon.
Bichon.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
Hi.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
I would love for her to go, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about, motherfucker? I don't know you. You ain't come around to see me. Where my money, bitch?
Hi, Mommy.
Hi,
Mommy. That was me when I got lost at Macy's and finally found my mother. I was
what were you, 7?
6 years old.
Okay.
I got lost. I finally found Mommy, and I was like, hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. What the fuck is he doing?
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
Do you still call your mom Mommy?
If I'm making a joke.
Yeah,
like
when older people call their moms Mommy, it's so awkward.
I make a joke, like if my mother says something to me like, shut the fuck up. Or I go scratch your ass. I'll be like, oh, Mommy.
No,
like, because
right.
it's,
Yeah.
it's in context of her, mouthing off.
Right.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
I know, I feel the same way, Mommy. I love you, Mother. I'm the one to see you.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
It seems like everybody. Hi, Mommy, I'm home. I told you I was coming this year. Hi, I don't look the best, but I'm home. I got a haircut.
I don't look the best.
I love you, Mommy. I love you too, son. Please don't disappoint me. I'm not, Mom.
Don't disappoint me. The first thing she says.
Happened for me. You always told me to pray. To pray. And I've been praying, Mommy. What's going on? I love you, sweetheart. I love you, Mother.
Oh, help me! Help me! Help me!
Oh, Mommy.
I'm the funniest guy I know.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. And she go. The first thing she says, and this is so telling. The first thing she says is, "Don't disappoint me." Like she knows this motherfucker is falling off this pedestal.
Right.
He's gonna fucking drunken stagger off this pedestal everybody's putting him on.
Nothing but disappointment.
Of course, he's been disappointment her 90 years. Or whatever, how old he is, I guess.
I'm trying to stay strong and keep it as a nice story, but the wheels are starting to fall off on this one.
This nice story is going to unravel into him clocking someone in the head with a cinder block for no reason down fucking Fifth Avenue.
On his way to the Letterman studios or something.
He's just going to pick up a cobblestone and whale someone over the head with it. The wheels are coming off.
Oh, yeah, they're a little wobbly.
Little wobbly. We're seeing a little bit of a fucking wobble. He's throwing a hubcap.
Where's Sambo?
Sam
That's racist.
Really is.
Where's Sam? Because I want to get into this.
Oh, look at Sam runs.
This nagling that happened.
There was a fucking epic nagel that happened yesterday. Epic nagel. When the Twitters started coming in,
oh, God.
I could not get enough. And then when I saw yours, the joy that was Sam's little Twitter about the nagling that happened yesterday.
Because the thing is, of what happened yesterday, I did kind of sound like an asshole, but it was worth.
It was worth it,
It was
happening.
so worth it because I realized.
Yes, the nagelification of the replay that happened. What led up to this that we're going to hear?
Well, basically what happened was we were playing Worst Of in the 10 o'clock hour yesterday.
No, I mean just what food product fell on a button?
Oh. We were playing, the Worst Of in the 10 o'clock hour yesterday.
Yeah.
And we had the studio free until 11 because Ron and Fez weren't going to be here until 11.
But I thought we're supposed to go to 11.
Right.
We go to 11.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's just an hour of nothingness between you and Ron and Fez.
What's that about? Maybe we should do something about that.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if it's been brought up.
So from 10 to 11 we do Best Of? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I just thought Ron and Fez started at 10.
No, that's why you don't see them. I know you get out of here kind of quick.
You know, I was in bed asleep before Ron and Fez came on.
You're probably in
That's
bed.
pretty amazing. Because you got a nice ride after the show.
Oh, boy. Quickly, I had to stop at one of the stores on the way home. And it's right by my house.
It's gotten that bad, alcohol?
Yeah, I had to pick
home?
up a bottle for the rest of the drive home.
For the 10-minute ride home. Jesus.
The last
How bad has it gotten?
the last 5 minutes of the drive home, I had to stop off. And a guy is in front of the store, was windowed down, and he goes, "Anthony, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey, how you doing?"
What store and why?
Oh, no, it was just a pharmacy. Whatever the fuck it was.
Uh-oh.
I had to pick up my Viagra. No. Actually, I have to pick up my Propecia.
Your Propecia?
Well, yeah, I take my hair medicine. I gotta take my hair medicine. Because it's all nice and everything. I don't want to fall back out.
The hair look good.
Yeah, it's fucking, it's there. I like it.
You gotta protect your investment.
My parts,
Yes, I'm protecting my investment.
My part's getting wider.
Is your part
Oh, fuck yeah, it is. It's getting a little wide.
You should go to...
Getting a little fucking wide, man.
Style.
You should go
And then I
to,
blame it on the headphones every day. No, the headphones push the hair down. That's what's really going on.
Have
More
one of
so
those.
than they used to.
Oh, boy, is that part getting wide.
You should go in, have them fucking get the harvest area and pop that shit right up top.
Thinking about it.
It's,
Thinking
works
about
out. And get on the Propecia.
If I continue to lose my hair the way it's going, I'm going to look like ridiculous bald guy.
You will look like
gonna
Ron
be
Howard.
That's going to be my curse, because it's not... It's like, just make a triangle. like a triangle, and then put it on my head.
Oh, shit. It'll be triangle guy?
Yeah, it's not even going to be like... like some guys when they fucking start losing the hair, it's in a natural. It doesn't look that
Just
bad.
recedes from the sides.
And then
or
it's
something.
ridiculously way too much hair, a mere half-inch away. Half-inch away.
So you're going for like feast and famine.
Yes.
Like within an inch.
Within a fucking inch.
Oh man.
Like I have way too much hair everywhere else. I'm not, but there's, and it's not even like gonna go all the way back. It's just gonna be like this weird little triangle in front,
like Phil Collins,
and then it's gonna be overly thick everywhere else. So what the fuck you do with that?
You get the harvest area, you have them pop it in, and you get some Propecia, and the Propecia will keep your prostate small.
Yeah.
You could just buzz it like Matt Lauer did.
Yeah, that worked for him, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did he grow it back?
No, he just kept it kind of buzzed.
He keeps it tight, but
Yeah.
I think there's something else going on there too. I think he might have fucking did a little harvesting himself.
Really?
Oh, really?
And then decided to keep it short afterwards, yeah.
Oh.
That's my guess on that one.
A little
But
harvest
anyway,
area.
on the way home.
Yeah. So this guy just hangs out. He's a fan of the show. He goes, "Hey, what's up?" And he realized it was 10:30.
That's the magic hour.
It was 10:30, and I was home. I was pretty much home. I was right near my house. He's like, "Were you live today?" I was like,
Oh, really?
Yes. I did 90 the whole way home because I must nap. And then I got home. I went to sleep. I was in bed and asleep at before 11 a.m.
Wow.
11 a.m.
terrific.
I was asleep. I slept until 7 p.m.
Wow.
I slept from 11 in the morning till 7 p.m.
God bless you.
And then I woke up. I woke up. I did a few things. I may have gone into the basement and turned on a few pieces of equipment.
Thought I saw a tweet.
Did you see the tweet? Well, I was testing the equipment.
Ah.
And if you don't push the buttons every so often, you forget how everything works.
It's like a car. You got to start it.
You got to start it every so often. So I might have, done that. And then 2 in the morning, I was like, I'll take a couple hours. And that's what I did.
What else are you doing?
That's my day.
Well, it's too bad that you weren't in the car like 5 minutes later, because right around 10:35.
That's what I missed.
That's
it.
when my
was
Twitter
when
exploded.
Yeah, the live Nagel. And I got a lot of comments. People were experiencing their first Nagel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is. Wow, what
he
a thrill.
hates that I'm using that word.
Oh, yeah,
He's
he
so
doesn't
pissed.
like it.
So obviously, you guys, just to move forward quicker here, you guys voiced the worst of,
Right, so we do
or
the
the
worst,
best of the week, whatever
the
the
worst
fuck
of
you
the
guys
week
call
countdown. It's voiced on. We start voicing it on Thursday. A lot of people, the illusion was burst for them because they thought it was live and we just do it over and over again. But no,
Of course.
So you're taping the ins and outs of the best bits of the week,
right? And so
and you decided to do it for everybody else over
Over what was
the
playing.
fine comedy bit that we were playing.
we had this studio open, and so Eric said, we have the other studio booked for 11:30. Let's do it early, and let's do it in the main studio. And I said, okay. And then Eric set the board in there, however he set it. And then he came in here, and he set up this board, however he set it. And I just took a mic, and we started going, and we got through about 2 intros before D-Boy came in. And he came in, and he waited until we were done recording, until we were
bless
done.
D-Boy.
D-Boy he's notorious.
So
too.
worth it.
He didn't interrupt us.
Yeah.
But then he said, you guys, you're live on the air bleeding through the worst of, right?
That's how people get fired, too, by the way.
Oh,
if,
yeah.
If you guys say something or,
I know.
if something would have been said.
And we were like, no way. And then I looked at the phones, completely lit up.
Lit up, yeah. And you knew.
And that was the quote
You
that
knew
people...
something had been nagled.
But so we immediately, Travis, Danny, myself, and D-Boy went to the back to have a mini party, a listening party.
A little listening party?
To go back and listen to the tape.
Well, we got that.
Nagel.
We got the audio. Is this? Did he cut it up, or is this just how
This
it
is
went?
the straight. It was 2.5 minutes. You could, pause it where you see fit.
Okay, this is
Just have fun with it.
This is exactly what you heard yesterday at around 10:30. If you were listening to this channel,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
It sounded like a complete clusterfuck.
You were doing a bit about Dr. Ruth.
Oh,
Jesus.
Wow.
How old is that
Old
bit?
school.
I don't know.
She's been dead for 10 years.
Oh.
Who's fucking that?
She seems to know everything about sex, but she's always been just an old bag.
Yeah, an old Betty.
This is the largest study of its kind, and while it concludes having a G-spot is subjective, more than 50% of the women surveyed insisted they had one.
In here. We
Dr.
can't have
Ruth
Troy
just
getting
doesn't
shit on,
want
not
women
you
to
getting
worry
shit
about
on.
it.
They think they're not normal because they have tried for 4 months to find that G-spot and can't find it. Stop worrying about it. Have good sex. Have the best relationship you can.
Then let's go out, Jew. Fucking accent there. The J-spot.
Sam, like we do at the beginning of every year, we have to check out Dick Clark's New Year's Rocking Eve.
Well, 2011 came in with a bang. It was
Jesus.
my favorite part.
After all these years, we're still just a bunch of fucking rookies.
No.
We're back live, obviously. Yes. Sam.
My favorite part of the whole thing is the beginning of the recording, because you can hear me arguing that E-Rock gave me the list of what he thought should be on the countdown.
Yeah.
And he had left on all 3 parts of Troy getting shit on for the conspiracy thing, but he didn't put on the part where he got shit on for his diet.
Oh.
And so that's what I was arguing with him about. He said it was too short. But it was
too
over
short.
And it was live on the air.
What do you mean? His beating was too short?
That's what he said.
Yeah, we could do short bits.
Well, we could do a longer one to fit it in.
Or we can next time just beat him up longer.
Right. All right, we'll just have to beat you up longer to make sure it makes the best of the week.
But this private conversation about programming for the
live
for
everyone to hear.
All right, back to the tape. So they didn't know the mics were going out to everybody.
Yeah.
As we were trying to play a best of bit from 10:30 to 11 before Run and Fest.
2011 came in with a bang.
Right? They do.
2011 came in with a bang like it always does. Dick Clark was again put on TV. I don't know why they keep on doing it, and that was something that was brought up on the show. We highlighted some of Dick Clark's audio from this year, compared it to years past, and listened as we have grown with Dick Clark and his stroke talk. It's Dick Clark and Rockin' New Year's Eve for 2011.
Sam, when we get back, Dick Clark, has he gotten better or worse since his stroke?
That is for us to know and for you to find out. If you don't already know, stay tuned.
Yeah. I'm sure a chick isn't like, wow, every set of balls is like a rose. I like what pops in after you guys talking, because you are so overpowering the our audio.
Yeah, why listen to us when you can listen to Sam and E-Rock?
And then it cuts off and you hear the balls smelling like roses.
Especially me retaking it.
Yeah. You
Having
have
to
to do
stop
the
and
retake.
restart. That's what I mean. I sound like an asshole because this is the raw stuff before
sound.
But it was so worth it when I realized that. I mean, I was in the clear on this one. I was across the room from any boards.
You're just doing your job.
Just in front of a
You
mic.
didn't set up the board.
I was simply a performer.
E-Rock decided the whole world needs to hear this. Not Sam.
E-Rock wanted to share it with
Oh,
everybody.
look at his dejected look.
Let's go back to the
waving.
Let's go back to the audio from yesterday.
This is like a rose.
You're down there and you're like, I'm supposed to enjoy this?
Sam, we have actor Ron Perlman in studio. This was a really good interview.
Ron Perlman came in. He's been in the business for a very long time. He was older than any of us thought he was. And the thing about it is, a lot of times actors come in and they're very Hollywood. They don't want to answer a lot of questions. They don't want to piss off the wrong people. They want everybody to like them. Not Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman was one of the more honest actors that we've had, from talking about the franchises he's been in to The Island of Dr. Moreau. And a whole lot more.
I like how he says that he killed off a lot of
for round number 2
Well,
or
he
something like
did.
that.
Ron Perlman.
Been going all night. You ever move the covers around a little bit and just go, whoa! Whoa!
You know,
the little breeze that comes up.
Yeah, you waft
it. That would rule.
Yes, you waft and just go.
No, the phones are lighting up.
That's that. There's been some sex going on.
I love the in a weird way, it makes sense.
I know.
We almost have to do this from time to time.
It just stops and it's
so fucking weird.
Some non sequitur fucking line comes out.
Right. And then what? You guys noticed the phones were lit up, so you knew there had to be a problem?
Yeah, E-Rock immediately turned off. I think he turned off his mic before he turned off my mic, because you can't hear him responding to Derek.
Right.
But then, he immediately turned off the mics.
I went, oh, fuck.
And then I ran into the phone screening room just to say, oh, please let this happen. And I started picking up every call. Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, hey, what's up? And they were all going,
Yeah, tell those fucking assholes they're on the air. What are you fucking idiots doing over there?
Great. Oh. Eric, comment. Eric, comment.
What's the comment?
Anything in your defense? What
Paging
happened?
fatso.
Oh, jeez.
Ouch.
Really?
What happened that it was going out over the air that normally wouldn't have happened?
Well, obviously, yes, this was my fault. What I couldn't figure out is what was turned on that allowed it to go over the air.
Oh.
There's a button in there that is, if it's left on, that's how, it leaves this room live. Eric is insisting that button wasn't pushed, but everybody else on staff thinks that Eric's lying.
Oh, really?
They've all told me that they think Eric's
He was trying to
lying.
get you fired.
It would have had to have been pushed.
I think E-Rock was trying to get Sam fired. I think E-Rock knows that Sam likes to talk some shit and was hoping you were going to do it.
Oh, boy.
He was trying to knock you out of this organization there, Sam.
That's fucked up.
What's up, D-Boy?
He's not going to knock me out.
The only way it happened was he left the pot on.
It had to be,
That's the only way it would have ever happened.
E-Rock fucked up.
He fucked up.
Travis is nodding, too.
Everyone is saying
I'm
you
not
fucked up.
denying that.
Yeah, you are.
No,
you
I'm-
came in yesterday and were scratching your head like, I don't know how this could have happened. Everything was
Obviously,
off.
yeah, obviously it was my fault went on. All I saw was the tap pot that's on the left over there was on. That shouldn't have been on.
No, it's
And
the
here
one in
was-
there.
This was just running worst of.
Yeah, that's the main board.
That controls everything.
It's just running worst of. No, it's running worst of and our live intros.
No, it's great. It was the perfect topic, too. Just talking about smelly balls as you guys are trying to do.
Yeah, the
nice
bit that
in-and-out
horrible
intros
farts
for the
and-
show.
The bit that was running was called G-spots and smelly ball bags.
And we wonder why we don't have mainstream success.
Yes.
What was that again? G-spots and
G-spots and smelly ball
That's
bags.
great. That's great. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
sitting at home waiting for the phone to ring to fucking get me out of this hellhole.
During that,
it's gonna happen.
what you might not have heard during that worst of was Norton was talking about how he hadn't showered for days. It
Yeah.
made some girl go down on him, and it just like smelt like vinegar, and the girl had to gag, stop, and push off of him.
Fantastic. I'm just outstanding.
It sure was a perfect fucking storm, man.
That
I
was a
wish
good
a horrendous bit with you guys fucking up and doing your ins and outs live on the show.
And they were ins and outs to, like, mundane stuff. It's like Dick Clark and...
Oh, our stuff's mundane now, Sam?
No. The intros themselves. I think the commentary that Eric and me were doing were mundane. The bits,
As I was listening to that, I'm just like, does this really need an explanation?
Yeah, I know.
Ron Perlman. It's like, hey, Ron Perlman, he's an actor, and he's. It's like, I mean,
yeah, what's that about? Why can't?
what is this whole thing about anyway?
Who's trying to justify their jobs down the hall
By doing this
by
fucking?
coming up with busy work for people?
Have to read it.
We've been told that everything has to have an introduction, explanation, and everything has to be teased a million times.
Yeah, for the record, we were told that we should. The countdown was given to us, saying we'll do a countdown, and the hosting duties were given to us.
You can't have
It
a
wasn't-
countdown unless someone's counting.
Right.
Yeah.
And they said you and E-Rock will host it.
E-Rock?
These instructions were also passed down by the same people who had no idea any of this was going on the channel.
For the record, that was E-Rock that pointed out that, yes, no one in management has said anything about this. So this
Are they
is
learning about it for the first time right now?
Oh, yeah. I forgot to
if
mention
they're
it.
even listening now.
We purposely asked the staff, like, hey, everybody knows it's cool. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. Don't tell them and let them find out the next day.
Oh,
That's E-Rock Nagel. That was his idea, and that was his
E-Rock
whole thing.
Nagel.
Fucking E-Rock.
Sex bagel.
Sex bagel.
Oh, wow.
Hawk.
Hawk. That didn't last long.
No.
One of my favorite fucking bits, though.
Hawk moniker.
When we were doing that assault on the media shit. And
yeah.
And from around the corner comes E-Rock fucking flapping his wings. Do we have that clip anywhere? Is that online
awful.
anywhere? I'll fucking tweet that later today.
Look for a Foundry logo on it.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'll find it.
Whatever. That's fine.
But I mean, you'd think if somebody was so pissed off about their last name being used in a negative context,
yes,
they would try really hard not to
fuck
dumb
up.
mistakes like this.
Right. It only helps us push the Nagel word.
Yeah, after
forward.
a while, it should get to the point where we pat him on the back and go like, "Wow, thank God that was nagled."
Yeah,
like that, like you come back from a mission and go, "You nagled that mission."
Right. That's not necessary.
No, that would have been great.
Yeah, that's like a
like a
positive-
good positive thing.
Yeah,
Guys, people
But
are saying
until
it
then.
might have been a conspiracy. Where was Troy Kwan when this whole thing was going on?
He was laughing and relieved that finally somebody was going to take shit other than him tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's what Troy was doing.
Troy's been on the burner.
He wasn't having a good day.
He's been on the burner a couple of days.
I mean, this
He's
has been
feeling the heat.
This has been a
Why
rough
wasn't
week
Troy
for
having a good day?
He was you know.
I think it's because you guys have been shitting on him for 3 days in a row.
Yeah, I think it's us fucking with him.
What did we do?
And I think a little.
What did we do?
I think a little production piece too, kind of.
There's going to be more
like
to that,
it? I thought he said he liked the production piece.
No, he must have. This is.
Are you talking about this production piece?
Airtime is airtime. What the?
Oh.
Troy, are you getting your face fucked by that homeless guy with the golden voice, Ted Williams?
Oh, God. Oh.
That's gross.
I love how Sam just closes the door in that production piece. That's gross.
And then you hear that generic door closing sound effect we've heard on so many bits.
That you've never heard in real life.
It's funny, too. I looked through like 40 sound effects of doors closing just to find the one that everybody recognizes.
Fucking T-Boy rules.
That is the best, because that's the one. Clink, clink, clink.
Derek and I decided to go very minimalistic on that.
Yes.
And I went in to hear, like, to voice after he put it together. And he goes, you know, I was putting the sounds together, and I thought he was going to say it didn't work. And he was like, it doesn't really sound like sex. It sounds like face fucking. And I said, all right, we should change it then.
Then it's face fucking. You being in production for so long, there is a female scream that is used everywhere.
Oh, not the Will. Yeah, that one.
It's a double scream of a woman that you'll see in trailers for movies, on every TV show. Whenever a girl's screaming, it's that fucking scream. And I'm amazed people are still using this.
There's the other one, too, the Wilhelm scream. The guy screaming.
Oh, the guy screaming,
That's in,
yeah.
like, everything, too. Yeah,
the girl screaming, though, is so recognizable.
So why
not just have a chick scream?
Yeah, if you're a production guy, why wouldn't you just grab somebody and say...
Lazy.
Yeah.
It's easier to just pull it off of the... Like, they think no one notices that fucking thing? I hear it takes me out of everything. I'm like, that ain't a real scream. Yeah. And then I hear the fire truck that we use here all the time.
When you hear the same sound effect we did for some fucking dick bit back 10 years ago,
exactly what it
takes
is.
you out of a movie.
I used to watch a lot of that World's Wildest police chases and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
The car crash is all over the place.
Yeah.
And no car crash sounds like that.
Yeah. Oh, it's down. It's down. And how come that guy in the helicopter is all over the country with his helicopter?
All right.
He's
making a turn now, and then he just almost hit that person. He almost hit that person. I'm really just watching this in a room with a mic in front of me and commenting on what I see on these videos. I'm nagling the whole thing.
He thought he was going for a wild ride.
Yeah.
The only ride this guy's taking is to the hospital.
Yeah, I hate the way they end.
It's perfect.
He was running from the cops. There's no more running now unless he's running from an ass rapist in prison. Wait a minute.
So Eric and I were thinking about, like, doing a new show. But so just leave Worst Up playing and Eric will hook
That's
it
beautiful.
Up.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah.
I would listen. Well, I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah, you were asleep. That's
very tired.
Well, good job, Eric, yesterday.
That wasn't a good job.
It was a terrific job.
No, he fucked the whole thing up.
Gonna take a break.
Destroyed the illusion of weekend programming.
Really did.
It's taped 2 days ago.
I know.
Joe DeRosa should be here any minute. We'll add him to the show.
Yeah.
Also, Michu Kaku is going to call on the show because we want to know what the fuck's going on with the birds and shit.
And what does he know about it?
I don't know. I think
what does a physicist know about it?
I think there's some shifting going on with this Earth.
Shifting. Is that one of the theories?
Yeah, there's some shifting going on. That's
Did
why
the big axis pole hit him in the face?
We're finally getting winters we had when we were growing up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We're cycling into some new fucking weather pattern or
Real
something.
snow.
Lots and lots of snow. Mm. And also, Jersey Shore started yesterday.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And fucking Dina is an out-of-control bitch.
Situation gave her Rookie of the Year title.
Really?
Yeah.
Snooki's new...
What does that mean?
Dude,
she's the rookie in the house. She gets to be Rookie of the Year.
Snooki's new friend is... It's going to be about Snooki's new friend this year.
Dina.
Dina is going to be the breakout star.
Why? What does she do?
She's out of her fucking mind. She showed up drunk.
Yeah, she took like 3 shots before she got to the house. And then she just started drinking for the rest of the afternoon. She got in.
Oh, she's going to be one of these people that kind of step in for a quick cameo, and then they wind up going, hey,
well,
like Urkel.
Yeah. No,
she's going to be like Urkel and take over the show?
Yeah, she's a regular now. They need another broad.
Yeah.
Dina's going to be on all the lunch boxes.
Is she any good looking?
Okay, she's another fucking fire hydrant.
Looks a little like Snooki.
A little bit.
You like Snooki, right, Ann?
A little bit.
With environmentalists and park officials will be meeting with the directors of the co-op board here at 927 Fifth Avenue to decide the fate of Pale Male and...
Sorry, that was a visual. It was E-Rock fucking making believe he's a hawk in the background of a live broadcast.
I didn't realize that was
how thin he was.
That was 2004.
Wow, yeah.
We just started back up.
He was a lot thinner.
He sure
much
was.
thinner.
Let me see that again. Let's see.
And then they like fucking.
This is a montage.
No, then they made fun of E-Rock by doing it when they went back into the studio.
Oh, I got you. That's funny. Okay.
I thought it went to the studio.
Did you see how fast he was running behind the...
I know.
There's no way he's moving that.
Oh, shit. There's no way he's...
By choice, I meant. I didn't...
Basically, E-Rock was hiding. As they were doing.
This morning, the director of the Audubon Society, along with environmentalists and park officials, will be meeting
He's flapping
with
his
the
arms.
directors
Wow.
of the co-op board here at 927 Fifth Avenue to decide the fate of Pale Male and Lola. Well, this
what did
is
he yell?
apparently
Anthony, woo! He was so happy to work for the show.
Oh, yeah. That was back in the old days.
He's not going to move like that for this show anymore.
No.
We fucking beat the shit out of him.
He just
too
bashed-
many times.
He just goes on message boards now and bashes you guys.
We beat the enthusiasm out of him years ago.
You got to break them before you can build them up.
Sure. Well, why don't we do Jersey Shore clips? We could keep going. What the fuck?
Why not?
Dina displays her vagina for the for the sitch without knowing it.
What?
Yeah,
This is what they get away with on MTV.
She was flirting with the situation. She was a little intoxicated, and she started taking her clothes off, and she didn't realize that she had her vagina was showing.
Wow.
Yes, your lucky hat. Let's find your cowboy hat. Dina is awkwardly cute. And, we got a situation.
Here's my cowboy hat.
I can see it now. I can see it. You look good. So you like wave it in the air and stuff?
At Epco, I'm in my bikini, like this.
Uh-huh.
And I just have a good time.
Oh, wow. Really? Looks like a good time. Everything looks situated. She slowly starts to, pull the dress on. As she's doing that, she's totally getting butt naked.
You can't just like...
I don't want to listen to Jersey Shore clips.
She just sounds like a real just skank.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she was drunk, she was naked, she was getting situated.
Instead of listening to these clips, what was the gist of the season premiere for the third season? You got Dina, who was Snooki's friend.
It was the Dina show, really. I mean, first of all...
They were introducing her and making sure people are comfortable with her, right?
Yeah, and the beef between JWoww and Sammy Sweethearts is, worse than ever at this point.
There was a fist fight?
Beef going on there?
Oh, yeah, and what happened was since Snooki is friends with JWoww and Dina is friends with Snooki, Sammy doesn't like any of them.
There's a problem there.
Sammy could scrap, though.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sammy started laughing at Dina, and Dina called her the C word.
Oh,
no way.
That could cause a problem.
Sammy did not like that, so they started arguing, and then Sammy and Snooki started arguing.
Oh, man.
And then JWoww and Sammy, they went to fisticuffs.
Really?
They threw down.
And then what happened?
Then it was over. You gotta wait till next week to see what happens in the fight.
Oh, I hate when they do that.
Oh, really? It was like a little cliffhanger?
Yeah, like, who's gonna win the fight?
How many W's in JWoww's name these days?
I believe...
Is she adding W's?
I think there's 2 at the end.
2 at the end.
So 3 in total.
Didn't Sammy punch Ronnie too or something?
No, that was in the coming up later this season.
We already told everyone that's happening. Because Vinny told me at a Jets game.
They showed it, coming up later that Sammy and Ronnie break up, and then Ronnie becomes friends with JWoww.
They broke up last season.
But they break up again. They're back together now. And Sammy doesn't like that, so she punches Ronnie in his face.
And what is Paulie D doing the whole time?
He was making burgers for the guys.
T-shirt time.
Yep,
it's T-shirt time.
He's going to be the big star of the show.
Wait, let me hear that.
It's T-shirt time.
Let's say time.
What's wrong with that?
Everything.
T-shirt time.
What the fuck is that? What is,
put the T-shirt on and go out.
We told you what the T-shirt
I know, but I
thing
still
is.
don't get it.
You hang
Why
out.
do they make a thing out of it?
It's the shirt before the shirt, and then someone has to call like we're getting ready to go out, so let's get our T-shirts on.
Why do
Because
they
you don't
make a
you don't want it
thing
all
out of it?
smelly.
Same reason why it's an event when the cabs come.
That's right.
When the
Cabs here, cabs here.
Yeah.
You got
See,
that
I know
clip?
this shit.
You don't have that clip?
No.
Wanna hear that one?
Can we hear T-shirt time again?
It's T-shirt time. Yeah, he just did a little making burgers, which hadn't been done before, and it was just a real slip in. I think it's going to be something that's
Is
developed.
that going to be like a...
Because just for one quick second, he went, making burgers for the guys.
Oh, so that's going to be another catchphrase.
Yeah.
This guy's like a catchphrase machine.
Pauly D. Beat that beat up.
He's going to be the... Oh, I love that song.
It's a good song.
This fucking thing gets stuck in your head.
I'm fist pumping. Yeah.
It's a good song. Oh, now you're making a dick song.
Just the hook is what I like.
The whole thing is the hook.
For hockey fans, 24/7 Pens Caps. I forgot what team they like playing that song after they win. In the locker room, they pump up that song after a big victory.
Hockey time.
So now I like the fucking song. That's how lame I am. But Pauly D, he's getting his
Pauly
own
D.
show, Anthony.
Why?
First spin-off.
Why?
It's gonna be Pauly D and his friends.
Yeah, well,
That's where they're going next with this whole Jersey Shore mess.
I'll watch Pauly D's show.
It's going to be on in the fall. Pauly D. What is it going to be called?
I don't know what it's going to be called.
Why?
I'm going to watch it. I don't know what it's called.
I don't feel like playing these clips. I'm sorry, Sam.
You don't
worked
have
hard
to.
on them, but I don't know. It's too much. This Jersey Shore for.
I mean,
everybody
it's
to
there for you.
handle.
You could leave it, aside and play it later. You can do whatever you want.
Or maybe I'll just watch the show.
You could watch the show. It's a good show.
Okay.
It's a good episode. It's going to be a great season. But the Jersey Shore is great at having like 9 minutes of really good stuff, and the rest of the hour is just kind of silly filler. But the 9 minutes is good enough to carry the whole thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't even I don't understand why they're doing this show. I don't.
I know.
Plus, they're all.
I can't even get past the concept anymore.
They're all famous now, so they're pulling up in like BMWs and brand new Cadillacs and stuff. Whereas before they all were like just kids,
shitty cars.
Yeah. Now they all have brand new cars that are expensive, and
they can't really even film a reality show anymore because
Yeah.
wherever they go, the paparazzi follow.
So it takes away
So
from
the
the
editing is
reality aspect of
all like very strange now because they got to shoot
Tight
around,
shots.
They got to shoot around paparazzi and all that.
It's very hard to keep a reality show going when it becomes successful because it doesn't have the reality aspect to it anymore.
Jersey Shore though, season 3.
Season 3 is here for us. Okay. We're losing steam. We're going to take a
amazing.
break. Joe DeRosa is going to join the program, and we're going to hopefully have Michio Kaku on, which means Troy should be standing by because Troy's suspicious about the birds falling out of the sky.
Yeah, it's going to be unhappy.
And I think Michio Kaku will
Hates
probably
this.
have a angle on this, a
I'm sure.
logical angle. That's why we like having him on the show.
Wow, he'll talk to us like children.
Well, what if he just comes on and says, "No, the world's going to end"?
Or if he says it's chemtrails. Troy was right.
He will not agree with chemtrails.
I think it is chemtrails.
He will bring up contrails and nail it.
All right, what do we want to ask him about? Chemtrails?
Chemtrails.
All right, give me a list here.
The birds.
Aluminum
birds.
in the air.
The fish.
Birds, fish.
Aluminum, being sprayed in the air to combat global warming.
Aluminum.
Or something as per.
And what about the
Troy.
weather machine in Abu Dhabi in the desert?
Weather making it rain in the desert.
Weather machine. Damn, I'm stealing this pen. This is a good one.
Take the pen.
The Uniball.
Take the pen.
Vision Elite. I like it. I'll give them
The
a point.
astronauts use it in space.
Weather machine. Okay. We got some stuff to talk to him about.
I think Troy's going to end up being right about all this stuff personally, but that's just me.
He's got questions, Sam.
I know.
Yeah, a lot of questions.
He likes questioning things.
Well, you guys are the guys that don't question. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Joe DeRosa in studio. It's been a while. What's up, Joey?
Hey guys, how are you?
We jump right into it now.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Good morning, and thanks for listening to the Opie and Anthony show.
Nah.
And,
Filling in for the vacationing Jimmy Norton.
Where's he vacationing?
He's not vacationing. He's doing a Leno thing out there.
Oh,
And,
nice.
he's in Arizona, though. Doing it.
for the
Tape
BCS
something.
championship.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the biggest fucking college football game of the year.
Oh.
The game.
Man, I gotta start watching sports, man. I literally know nothing. I didn't even know what BCS was when you said that.
I think you're missing it. I don't know either.
Why don't you watch sports?
I never played them when I was a kid. I sucked at them, so I never got interested in them, and I just never. That was it. Like I couldn't. If I can't remotely do it, I can't watch it.
You don't want to watch it.
You know, like if I don't, because I don't understand it. I can't. You know,
I can't fucking play hockey, but I love watching it.
But you're athletic in other ways, though, right?
I used to be. I was. Yeah, I grew up playing a lot of sports. But now I'm just, I got the spine of an 80-year-old man right now, so I can't fucking move too well.
Yeah, I've had that since I was 10.
I have a little problem with some herniated discs right now.
Oh, that sucks, man. What did you do something to fuck them up, or was it just one of those
I don't know,
things?
maybe being a caddy at 12 years old where you're carrying around fucking 100 pounds of someone else's golf bags probably crushed my spine. And now that I'm an older guy, it's coming back to haunt me.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
That really sucks, dude.
It's either that or all the fucking pounding running up and down a basketball court, or I was a runner. I was everything. I still try to stay in shape, but it's getting harder and harder.
Oh, my God. Look who's on the phone, though.
Michio Kaku. Hey, you know about the birds
You hear this
falling
whole
from the
thing
sky?
about the birds falling out of the sky there in Arkansas?
Something about the birds, they fell out of the sky.
Fell out of the sky. That's pretty much.
You don't know?
Yeah, the birds, they were flying and they
fell out of the sky.
They fell down there.
No one has any clue.
Just sit back and watch.
There's a bunch of theories.
We'll get to your silliness in a minute. We got serious stuff to discuss right now.
Dr. Michio Kaku.
Michio Kaku.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Kaku.
It's always a pleasure when we have you on our show, sir.
And by the way, Dr. Kaku has a book out. It's Physics of the Future, How Science Will Change Daily Life by 2100. That's, the year, 2100.
Yeah, but the problem with the book, sir, you have a flying car on the cover. That's never going to happen.
By the year 2100, I think you're going to be very wrong.
Really?
You could trust other people with a fucking car in the sky?
We already have flying cars, except they're very expensive.
Yeah, they're called airplanes.
No. We have real flying cars. I did a Discovery Channel program. We filmed the flying car.
I saw that thing with the...
Very expensive. And
yes.
price will go down over the decades. And we are talking about projecting to the year 2100.
Yeah, that's pretty far.
Yeah, but you're talking about people trying to navigate into Manhattan without hitting buildings?
Yes. We're talking about supermagnets using superconductivity.
Okay, now you're showing me a thing or two.
That we will harness in the coming decades.
So we're going to take the trust out of the flying car equation.
Yeah, it's a question of economics. Jetpacks. Jetpacks are also possible today, except they're just very expensive.
It's got an old school phone.
I know.
Why do you have an old school phone, sir?
That's just his ringtone.
Oh.
I'm sure of it.
Okay.
Has to be. Dr. Kaku's there with one of those black phones with a curly wire going there. Hello. Well, Dr. Kaku, let's get right into this. A lot of controversy over the past week or so with these birds falling out of the sky.
Right. We think we have the smoking gun. We think we know what's happening here.
Oh.
First of all, you have the red-winged blackbird, which flies in very tight formation, unlike other birds, which spread out. You follow the leader.
Watch this.
And if the leader gets disoriented because of fireworks, thunderstorm, lightning, microbursts, or whatever, then the whole flock could commit mass suicide.
Wow.
Just like lemmings. When the lead lemming goes off a cliff, you have hundreds of thousands of lemmings that commit mass suicide. The red-winged blackbird's eyesight is rather poor. They're flying at night. They get disoriented. And the lead bird maybe makes a nosedive right into the ground or right into a house.
And they all just follow suit.
Well, they picked the wrong lead bird then.
Wow.
That's right. The mass suicide. Now, believe it or not, these events take place every other year in the United States. 16 recorded incidences over the last 30 years involving over 1,000 blackbirds at a time. So these mass die-offs happen every other year, except they don't attract media attention. This time it did because we have simultaneous die-offs of fish and pelicans now and birds in Sweden. And however, it is largely a coincidence that all these events are taking place pretty much at the same time.
The one problem I have, you said every other year. Why is this happening only every other year?
approximately, on average, 16 events over the last 30 years, averaging about every other year. Of course, it's not like clockwork. We're talking about animals.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But animal die-offs do take place rather regularly, but they never make the national media.
Yeah,
This
see,
time
now
it
this
did.
did. This did, and it got all hyped up, and the press made like a frenzy out of it.
Right, a feeding frenzy with the internet.
Imagine that.
Wires
Why would they
burning
do
out.
that?
People thought it was
Yep.
government secret experiments.
Right.
Yeah.
flying saucers or whatever.
Well, you got the
Project.
You got the conspiracy people saying, it's chemtrails. It's like Ann said, the HARP Project.
Yeah.
But it's just,
Yeah.
it is what it is. You got a lead bird that gets confused, and then there's a mass suicide.
See,
happening.
that's what we were
Jesus.
thinking. Dr. Kako, I also want to ask you about chemtrails
before
versus contrails.
Before we do that, I'm sorry, because stay with
Oh,
the
yes,
animals for a
yes.
second. The fish dying.
Yeah.
Because
we think we know what's happening there. There are three possible culprits. One is chemical poisoning, one is pathogens or disease, and third is trauma. And you can rule out chemical poisoning because 95% of the fish that died in Arkansas were of one species, bottom-feeding drumfish. If it was a chemical poisoning, you get several species being dying off.
So fucking smart. this
However,
guy.
it takes about a month to culture tissue to make sure that it is disease. So disease is the number one culprit, we think, in the mass die-off of 100,000 drumfish, off the coast of Arkansas.
Yeah.
What would trauma be, Doctor? You said trauma.
Well, for example, in the oceans, we have the Navy using high-powered sonar. Some people think that disorients the whales. And you have mass beaching of whales, which is, rather unusual. But these mass beachings of whales usually take place in the vicinity of sonic tests by our subs. And so the Navy, as a precaution, is now restricting some of its sonar tests so that we don't disorient animals in the ocean.
Whales.
Yeah.
It's in a way of our
Then whales get
military.
beached, and then they die on the beach like that.
So now we've explained the birds and the fish, and now, Ed wants to know
I want to know about this contrail versus chemtrail. Have you heard about the chemtrails that people are talking about?
You mean that launching of an object off the coast of Los Angeles just about 2 months ago?
No, but we could talk about that too.
Yeah, well, that was probably not an ICBM. It was probably not a rocket.
Yeah.
It was probably an airplane.
Right.
Believe it or not. And the reason for that is that if you look at the velocity of that object taking off off Los Angeles, it didn't accelerate. If it was a ballistic missile, it would be accelerating out to about 15,000 miles per hour. And it didn't accelerate at all. It was at constant velocity. And it also executed mid-course maneuvers. Ballistic missiles execute minor maneuvers, not large maneuvers.
Yeah.
So we tend to think it was an airplane. And, if you live next to an airport, you see these trails of water vapor all the time.
Yeah. See, it's not chemicals. It's, it's contrails. It's water vapor.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
I want to believe in conspiracies because the real answers are too boring.
The
It's always more fun.
They certainly are more fun. Dr.
Yes.
Michio Kaku, whose new book is called Physics of the Future, a book I certainly will read.
I like that.
Coming out in March.
Coming out in March. Good.
What are some of the things we're going to look forward to in the year 2100?
Well, something that we're going to have within maybe 10 years' time.
I would say
the
nothing,
Internet
'cause
will
we'll be
be
dead.
so compact, it'll be in your contact lens.
Contact lens? What if we don't wear them? Miss out.
Well, if you have
I
the Internet in your
know.
contact lens, you'll be
You
able
better
to
buy
identify
some.
anyone's face. When you talk to somebody, you'll see their complete biography right next to their face.
Uh-oh.
And you'll see subtitles. Subtitles if they speak in Chinese or German.
Oh, wow, that's okay.
Your contact
I like
lens
that.
will translate on the fly what the person is saying and put it right underneath that person's face as you talk to that person.
And-
If you're an artist, you'll be able to recreate any kind of sculpture with your hands just by waving your hands in space. And your contact lens will then create this image of a beautiful work of art that you're creating. Architects will love this because architects will be able to create buildings and rooms and furniture just in the contact lens by waving their hands.
Doctor, I already see all these things when I talk to people. Does that mean there's something wrong with me?
Well, there's a theory that says yes. And in addition, if you are a student taking a final examination, these contact lenses could save your life.
How's that?
because you'll be able to see the exam answers in your contact lens as you take the final.
Well, I bet they'll say no contact lenses during
That's
the final.
Well, how
yes.
does it tell?
They'll have to pop that out.
I don't want to talk about things that are going to be around in 2100 because we're not going to be around. I want to know what's going to happen in our life.
Well, he was just saying that's like 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
That's a 10-year thing. Okay.
The Internet's a biggie. I like, you know what I really like, Dr. Kako, is all the information that's available now right at our fingertips with our various smartphones. Where are these going to be headed in the next few years?
Well, we sort of know the answer. The future of the computer is to pretty much disappear. It'll be everywhere and nowhere. The wallpaper, for example, will be intelligent. So when you put wallpaper up, you'll be putting up computers.
It's already more intelligent than some of the people we have working for us, Dr. Kako.
That's right. Flexible computer screens already exist. And
Yes.
they're going to get cheap enough so that we'll be able to, use wallpaper, which is intelligent. So the next time you want a wall screen, you just talk to the wall, and there's your wall screen. You want to redecorate the house, you simply talk to the wall, and the house redecorates itself.
Talk to the wall.
Color,
Changes color, right. So it would be just a TV screen virtually.
Wow, how cool
And
would
then
that
you
be?
could change
your entire wall, basically a gigantic TV screen.
Can you make it into a
Color
jungle
shade.
theme?
You could.
What?
Can you make your wall into a jungle theme by just talking to it?
Well, yeah, anything you want. Even glass will be intelligent. We have intelligent glass already in the laboratory. So as you look out the window, if you don't like what you see, you can simply change what you see.
Could we do that to a engineering studio room off of our main studio? If we don't like what we see, we can just tint it so we don't have to look at it.
Can I do that to the faces of the women I sleep with?
Yeah, well, now you can change it to be anything you want. You simply talk to the glass, and intelligent glass already exists. We have PC screens that are totally transparent. And as you talk to the window, you can pretty much change it into anything you want. So the point here is that computer power is going to be so cheap and so plentiful that everything around us will be intelligent, maybe except us.
I think it's pretty obvious that within a few years, entire walls are going to be TVs.
It could be, right, because the cost of computers drops by half every 18 months.
Right.
So if you just simply extend this out to 10 years, computers will be 1,000, 10,000 times cheaper than they are now.
Yeah, but the TVs are getting bigger and more affordable, and I think you're going to see ridiculous TVs in everyone's places.
Well, Max,
Yeah, in fact, even your clothing is going to be intelligent.
No, it won't.
If you have a heart attack today, you can just die on a lonely country road. In the future, your clothes will upload your entire biography, medical history, call an ambulance, and locate your position by GPS, all if you are unconscious.
Just don't wash it.
You'll never die alone in the future.
Oh, it's like OnStar in your shirt. That's pretty cool.
Hey,
Right, you'll have a doctor in your clothing in the future.
I don't like that.
Hey, we want to ask about another thing that happened very recently. The weather machine, I think it was in the desert of Abu Dhabi.
Yeah?
Was that real, or was that some fake newspaper or whatever?
Well, there's no such thing as weather modification. That is maybe 100 years into the future.
But they said they made it rain 50-something times in the desert.
Well, I've been to Abu Dhabi several times, and I tell you, the desert is pretty dry there. And if they could make it rain, they would make a lot of money. But I tend to doubt that story.
He tends to doubt that then. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have any real proof. You
I
would
like
think
that.
they would have had video of it if they're making it rain in the desert, right?
Doctor, the CIA tried very hard during the Vietnam War to modify the weather during the monsoon season in Vietnam. They failed. If the CIA can't do it,
Wait, did you know this, Ant? During the Vietnam War? They were trying to. How did they?
I was involved in it, Opie.
By iodide ice crystals, by seeding the clouds, they hope to induce the monsoons over the Viet Cong so that the Viet Cong guerrillas would be washed out.
Just got him mad.
So they tried to use that as a military weapon, basically, and they failed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, Lex Luthor was running the Vietnam War.
Mr. Luthor.
Very good.
Did you see, Dr. Kako, did you see this coming with computers really pretty much getting rid of the typical tower-based computer in your house? Did you see this coming where it would be really at your fingertips in these smartphones?
Yeah, pretty much. I wrote a book called Visions in the late 1990s where I predicted what's going to happen by the year 2010, 2020, 2030, and we're right on schedule. If you read my book, the predictions I made are right on schedule.
Really?
With computer power.
Look at
We
this
have
guy.
Moore's Law. We can predict with very good accuracy how powerful and how cheap computers are going to be because prices drop every 18 months.
You know what? There is the human factor in there that's very hard to factor into something like that. I understand working with numbers and knowing that the computer prices will drop and the technology gets better over a fixed rate that you guys can pretty much predict. But there's the human factor of what we wanted. Now, what I wanted back in the 90s was a big computer, a big monitor, all that stuff, not knowing that in a few years I would want a very small handheld computing device like my iPhone, and my television, being a flat screen on the wall, is now turning more into a hybrid of my computer and my television with the likes of things like Apple TV and Netflix and all the other ways to deliver the media to my house. See, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, in fact,
But I'm
John
not a
von
scientist.
Neumann, the mathematical genius who helped to create the electronic computer, he made 3 predictions in the 1950s about the future of his invention. All 3 predictions were wrong.
Oh, really?
He said that only governments would be able to afford computers. Second, that computers would be so fantastic we can compute the weather. And third, computers will only be controlled by the elites and by small groups of people. Now we know that computers, instead of becoming bigger, became smaller, more powerful, and that weather prediction is still impossible with a computer.
Yeah,
So
it's gotten a little more accurate, but they still don't know. I love that. They get on and still just don't know. They have to guess and say, we think if the weather takes this track that we'll get this amount of snow. You would think by now it would be an exact science.
Yeah, but we have something called chaos theory.
I know that I
theory.
say, hey, we all saw Jurassic Park. The
And
drip of
chaos
water.
theory basically says that when you have very large numbers of molecules and large numbers of particles, it's extremely difficult to predict. In fact, a modern computer is impossible to exactly predict the weather. You can only predict general features, qualitative features, not quantitative features.
Right.
So chaos theory means that the stock market, the weather, the coast of a seashore, these are things which are rather unpredictable, even with our best computers.
I just
So
read
weather
it.
modification is going to be beyond our control for quite a while.
I just read a bunch of stuff online about butterfly effect and
Yeah,
chaos
yeah.
theory. I just wanted to say those. I did because so I feel like I know something.
What did you think about it, Joe DeRosa?
I thought the movie was a poor representation of the theory and the effect.
We have a movie critic here.
Yeah, no, I think that stuff's really interesting. The theory of everything. I was reading about the theory of everything.
Yeah, that's what I do for a living.
Yeah,
I'd say that's his
it's
job.
incredibly complex. But actually, Doctor, is there a book you can recommend? I mean, I would like to read some of your stuff, but you know, it's even reading it on Wikipedia is confusing. I mean, is there a book that kind of?
Yeah, well, get a copy of my book, Hyperspace.
Okay.
It was a national bestseller when it came out. It's the first major book on string theory and the theory of everything.
Oh, my God. I can't read about
String theory is fascinating, but I find you have to read the same paragraph like
a million
3
times.
or 4 times before you know what the hell.
I could barely read about string cheese and understand it.
It's one of those books where you feel your brain exploding in front of your eyes.
Yes, Dr. Kako.
Sorry, Dr.
I do
Kako,
understand that. It's very. It is a concept. Unless you're you or one of your colleagues, it's very hard for the layman, even when it is put in what you people think of as layman's terms. Very hard to wrap your mind around it, even if you understand the words. You know what I mean?
You know, if you understand music, you can understand string theory.
Here it is.
String theory is
Here's the analogy for the dummy.
Yeah.
How Dr. Kako, how is music like a string theory?
Because everything you see around you is basically the lowest octave of tiny little vibrating strings. Electrons, protons, neutrons, they're nothing but the lowest octave. The next higher octave is dark matter, which we find in outer space, which is invisible. But we represent, representing by electrons, neutrons, protons, are nothing but little tiny vibrating strings vibrating in the lowest octave.
Vibrating.
So
See, I
chemistry is
still.
nothing but the melodies you can play on these strings. The universe is a symphony of strings.
The universe is a symphony of strings.
And the mind of God that Albert Einstein eloquently wrote about would be cosmic music resonating through 11-dimensional hyperspace.
All right, finally it's spelt out in a way I could
now I can
grasp.
understand.
I can wrap my mind around that.
I seriously learned about this stuff from listening to Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa used to talk about this a lot. Like, he used to talk about like the great vibration, everything was a musical note, and music was the thing that defined everything.
He should have been talking about his prostate.
I know, getting that checked out. Might still be around.
Why do you ignore that?
Ah.
There's a lot to talk about there.
Prostate was made out of music.
Oh, I had something I wanted to talk to Dr. Kago. I wanted to ask him another question.
The aluminum?
It's so no,
and other things that the
None
government
of that
is
stuff.
doing?
Just cool, like physics stuff,
futuristic stuff,
space, and but my mind so full of things.
Right,
that just oozes out my ears.
Have we covered it all? Is there something else happening in the world that we should cover? Michu, Kaku.
In the coming months, we're going to discover not just one, but perhaps dozens of Earth-like twins in outer space. Planets perhaps with oceans, liquid oceans.
Oh.
And this is the Kepler satellite currently orbiting the Earth right now, which is going to lock on to small Earth-like planets in outer space. And that's going to give us an existential shock. At night, when you look at the night sky, you'll realize that in many of the familiar constellations, there are planets that look very much like the Earth. And we'll wonder whether or not anyone's looking back at us, wondering whether or not Earth has any life on it.
Yeah, isn't it a bitch we can't just kind of, span that gap and really kind of check out other beings? It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
And again, this is going to be in the next few months. The Kepler satellite's been orbiting around for over a year and getting evidence of hundreds of large planets. But now we hope to get zero in on small planets, Earth-like planets. And then the question is there any life on these planets?
Yeah.
We're going to then zero in on radio emissions and see whether or not any of these planets emit radio.
It's kind of embarrassing. When we were growing up, we were told there were how many planets? I even forgot the number.
9.
There are 500 planets now we've discovered in outer space.
500, which means it's 5 million.
We were told there were 9 in our own solar system.
Yeah, but they pretty much said 9.
Yeah.
We weren't talking about other solar systems. They're like, no, there's pretty much one solar system and it has 9 planets. That's sort of what we learned growing up.
Yeah.
But now we've identified over 500 solar systems in outer space.
Yeah. It is ridiculously arrogant to be like, I'm going to recreate the entire solar system with these styrofoam balls. This is all of it.
That's what we did.
That's all it is.
All you need to know about will never go further than this.
Here you go, Teach.
Dr. Kaku, I want to ask you an Einstein question.
Okay.
I was watching a program the other day, and of course, I love Einstein and his famous theory of relativity and traveling at the speed of light and how it is not attainable because mass increases as we approach the speed of light, and it would become impossible to power something past a certain speed.
Right.
All I could think of is, what's this crazy-haired guy telling everybody this, and all of a sudden it's law? Like, how does he know? And how did he know? And why is it so? Why is it the law now that everybody accepts?
Well, first of all, we measured every single day. Your GPS system, for example, would go bonkers if Einstein was wrong. Pentagon generals have to be briefed on Einstein's theory of relativity, or else they cannot fight a war. We're talking about atomic bombs, GPS, your iPod, this phone conversation. All of it is a direct consequence of Einstein's theory of relativity.
Thank God for that guy.
A modern society would collapse if it wasn't for the contributions of Einstein. So relativity is tested every single microsecond. We test relativity.
No, I understand relativity is easy to kind of grasp, things being relative to other things. I understand that. It's this concept.
What?
Well, it is. Things being relative.
I understand relativity, things being relative to other things.
No, because I take into consideration relativity on a daily basis. I do think about things relative to my car. Being inside the car and outside the car. Right. There's a relationship to the speed of the vehicle, the speed of things outside my vehicle, and the relativity. Like if somebody's behind me and they're doing the same speed I'm doing, relative to me, we might as well be parked.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And also time is relative. So time beats at different rates throughout the universe.
Not if you do a radio show.
On the moon.
Some days are longer than others. But
yes, it's faster on the moon than it does on the Earth.
Yeah, I wish the show was on the moon.
Last month, and they have a big moon in the background of the TV set. And I told Conan that time beats faster on that moon than on the Earth, and time beats slower on Jupiter than it does on Earth. So time is also relative.
And this is because of, is this because of mass?
Because of gravity. Large gravity speeds up.
That's what I meant
time.
by mass,
Weak
by the way.
gravity slows down time. And again,
Yes.
we measure this with our satellites. GPS would go bonkers if it wasn't for
Now,
this.
why, though, as an object approaches the speed of light, does it gain more mass? This seems to me something I cannot grasp.
Well, first of all, the energy is being turned into mass. That's why it gets heavier.
Oh.
And the exact equation of the energy turning into mass is E equals mc squared.
Yes.
That is precisely how much mass is accumulating as you go faster and faster and faster. So the very fact that we have hydrogen bombs is a consequence of E equals mc squared, is a consequence of the fact that your speed of energy turns into mass. You get heavier.
E equals mass times
Right.
speed of light squared.
Yeah.
Right.
And that, so the energy itself is converted to mass.
That's right. That's
so
right.
then the more energy you need to move this mass is creating more mass.
You got it.
Holy Jesus, Dr. Kaku!
That's right.
You have just...
I think Anthony missed his calling.
This is a moment for me
that most people
I've had it in the 50s.
All right, Danny, stomp on my parade or rain on it.
Stomp on my parade.
Blow out my parade. Oh, Dr. Kaku, no, believe me.
What happened?
It is, thank you. I finally got a grasp on it.
All right. Why don't we let the good doctor
Yes,
go?
after that, where else are we going? Dr. Kaku, thank you so much.
Okay.
Physics of the future, how science will change daily life by the year 2110.
Out in March.
And I also
Or
believe you do a
2100.
show for XM, don't you, sir?
Well, I do a show for the Science Channel.
Yes.
Sci-Fi Science. I'm the host.
I love that show.
No, we know that, but I thought you were heard on XM from time to time, a little radio.
On this show.
Sometimes, I'm on talk radio. I'm on 130 radio stations around the country. Commercial radio
bragging.
stations.
Yeah.
On talk radio.
I got 130 shows. Hey, that's very good, and I love your show on Science Channel. It's
a lot of
amazing.
fun, yeah. Everything about time travel, lightsabers, ray guns.
Yeah.
Reporters.
Ronald Reagan's. Yes.
It's a great show. It's a great show because it just makes up stuff. I love
It's
that.
great. No accountability. He just has
Really?
theories. It's
Right.
great.
It must be nice to be the smartest man in the room. You
It
can just
really
say whatever
is.
you want.
That's one. Oh my God! All right, pal.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Kaku.
Yes.
There he goes.
All right.
Wow, talk about theory of relativity. What the fuck is going on there? Where did that picture come from?
Your sister just posted an old picture of you
My
about
sister should
30
be-
seconds ago.
should be shot for that.
Adam Ferrara?
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
me,
They were pals
me
growing
and
up.
Adam Ferrara.
No shit. Adam Ferrara looks the same. Anthony looks like the big ragu.
That is
They're chilling. though.
fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, that's me and Adam before we did anything.
Holy shit.
But Anthony, we could talk about the picture, but right after the Dr. Michio Kaku, kind of a new bit we want to start doing.
Yes.
Is the Dr. Steve rebuttal.
Oh shit!
Dr. Steve
rebuttal.
hates Dr.
Well,
Michio
let me tell you
Kaku.
something. I had an epiphany right there with Michio Kaku.
Yeah, and Dr. Steve knows a little bit about physics, right, Dr. Steve?
Intelligent wallpaper. I can't wait till the future gets here.
What's the problem?
You're not
Dr.
a fan of the
Steve?
intelligent wallpaper theory?
I don't know. That seems somewhat of a mundane application of what could be cool.
I could just see some housewife cleaning off some kid that crayoned over the intelligent wallpaper, spraying fantastic on it and ruining the screen.
So basically the entire future is just designed to make some fat-ass housewife not have to work anymore?
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That's it.
And it would be nice for a maybe young future Anthony to see virtual spaghetti and meatballs and sauce running down the wall after Dad virtually throws it at the wall in an argument. Instead of the actual spaghetti and meatballs, it could be just an image on
That's
the intelligent wallpaper.
If that's the worst.
The Connect. You just
Yes,
you make the motion.
It's Connect wallpaper where Dad throws the spaghetti,
Right.
but he still has to literally hit Mom.
Yeah. Do you think she'll have a virtual black eye that you can just wipe away?
She'll look normal until she looks into the wallpaper, and then Dad will be like, see, if you want to look like that for real. Oh my God! So you didn't dig the
the intelligent wallpaper. What else?
What about flying cars based on?
This is your rebuttal.
Yeah, well, here's the thing with the flying cars. We have to, if we're going to truly do this, we need a room temperature semiconductor. Now, they're coming very close to having one, but you still have to immerse the ones that we have now in liquid nitrogen.
Very
Before
cold.
that, you had almost to be at absolute zero. So they're getting closer. Whether just
Speaking of absolute zero, did you hear the Iraq segment? Look at he's shaking his head.
He thought he was off the hook.
Oh, Iraq.
But you gotta take the human element out of the flying car equation.
Of course.
But then it becomes public transportation that flies. It's called an airplane.
Yeah, I mean, to have true freedom in a flying car would be insane.
People
if you think about
fuck
it.
up in 2 dimensions too much every day.
Right.
Never mind adding altitude.
But don't you also have to, Doctor?
You have more room in 3 dimensions, though. So there's, it may actually be less likely that you'll run into somebody. It's much more likely when you're behind one little road.
Just imagine the commute into New York. The thousands and thousands of fucking cars in the sky. There's not going to be any problems.
Will there be lanes? Because then there's just traffic again.
Yes.
Then it's
If
just
they do
traffic
have
in the
lanes-
sky.
Why would you have lanes?
If they have lanes in the sky, it would look like Coruscant from Star Wars.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I want it to look like.
You geek. I love it.
Doctor,
I love it.
Doctor, to Opie's point, though, don't you have to consider, like what Opie's saying about, like, people wouldn't be able to handle flying cars. When you predict or theorize on what's going to happen in the future, don't you have to also incorporate the concept that our understanding and capability with these progressions will be higher? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, we'll have a greater understanding of something like a flying car in 100 years and how to use it versus if it just popped up now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I think ultimately it'll be computer controlled. And the problem with that is what happens when the computer crashes. Then you've got 1 million people in the sky, and they're all falling to their doom.
God. But that could happen now with the airlines. Aren't they computer-operated, Doc?
Well, not really. I mean, there's not a single computer system that's making all these.
Guy works his whole life.
Joe just goes, guy works his whole life. He's got to take this shit. I know. Guy actually went to school, got an education, becomes a doctor, and he's just shit on by Opie.
I've been in JetBlue planes. They're already very computer savvy.
But at least the
got nothing
pilot-
but flat screens in front of him now.
The professional pilot element is still there. He still has basic gauges if all that shit fails.
Oh, really?
Like on the ground.
Where's the yoke? When you have nothing but flat screens in front of you and they break down.
No, he's got a yoke in front of him.
I've never seen a yoke.
Yeah. Sometimes they got the joystick on the side, too.
Yeah.
They don't even have the yoke. They got a little joystick on some of those planes. But you still have the human element that if the plane is still running and all the ground shit is out, he could still land the plane. Now, a flying car, if we were just dependent on computers because the people are too stupid to even drive regular cars, never mind flying ones, so that they're completely computer run and you just kind of sit in it, then we're asking for trouble.
Not really, because the computers will be better at that point.
I think so, but then we'll be asking for
With
trouble more
backup
if the
computers.
computer fucks up.
True.
But that's what I was saying earlier. You got to take into account we're going to have 100 more years of understanding to us. Do you know what I mean? It would be like throwing a guy into a flying car today.
Or a guy
How much fun would that be, though?
It would be awesome.
I would love to see that.
But how about throwing a guy from, like, the 1500s into a Ferrari today? Like, that would kind of be, he'd crash the thing in a second.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're thinking, like, if we, in the future, we'll probably be able to deal with that shit. Our brains will be
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Equipped.
Like, if you showed Ben Franklin an iPod. Excuse me, doctor. Let me theorize here for a second.
Ben Franklin.
If you showed Benjamin Franklin an iPod,
he'd say, big shit. Do you know I couldn't look at these if I didn't invent these glasses, motherfucker?
Yeah.
That's what he'd say.
He'd probably have a stroke. He'd be like, you know what I mean? He doesn't. He didn't sit through the stair step of technology to get to the iPod. You know what I mean?
Where is the pornography, sir? Yeah. That's what he'd be. He was quite the ladies' man, that Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
That's why he was bald like that.
He loved the pussy.
Oh, he loved it.
Especially if it was French.
He used to go to France all the time. You know what it was like to go to France? You got to get on a ship and fucking maybe make it there just for that French pussy.
Yeah.
That guy loved it.
He sacrificed getting scurvy to get some
scurvy.
fucking twat.
He had syphilis, didn't he?
Oh, they
didn't
all
he die
did.
from syphilis?
Everyone
disgusting.
did.
Who didn't have syphilis back in those days, Dr. Steve?
That was like the common cold.
Was that very common, Dr. Steve? I don't know if you know that, but was it back then in the day, as they call it?
Yeah, there were quite a few famous people that had syphilis back in the day, and we just didn't have a treatment for it. So if you fucked around, and it was easy to spread. And
oh my God!
Let's see, Scott Joplin had syphilis. Gauguin, the painter, had syphilis.
Gauguin.
So, those are the
Al Capone.
Well, Al Capone, yeah, Al Capone died of it.
Idi Amin had syphilis.
Idi Amin?
Didn't he?
Yeah, I would just say yes.
Yeah. Didn't Mother Teresa have it?
Mother Teresa had the clap. She had chlamydia.
I would assume she had the Hep A.
She had Hep A.
The Hep A. Dr. Steve, what do you know? You kill old people for a living. Why are
Oh
we
no,
even
he
listening
doesn't.
to
He helps them. He helps them and gives them comfort in their last days.
He makes their last week feel terrific.
As they take that ride over the horizon to the unknown. The boat ride. He puts the fucking silver dollars on their eyes.
We know what the ride over
and gives them the change for the ferryman.
We know what the ride over the horizon is.
Fucking Dr. Steve knows the ferryman by his first name. Just talking. Yeah, I got another one for you.
The thing from Clash of the Titans. Yeah. You think of a quarter to.
And the ride over the horizon is a nice steep cliff, right, Dr. Steve? Yes.
Dr. Steve's never seen a spirit come out of anyone. Have you ever felt a weird feeling when someone passes, that an electric feeling, anything?
No, but it is interesting, the line between being alive and being dead, because, someone is right close to death, but they still are animated. And when they pass away, it's just not, that person isn't there anymore. It's really it's hard to put into words, but it is.
Well, why don't you try?
I think of it as unplugging the microwave when it's spinning around. Like it's alive, it's moving, it's cooking something, and then it's just not. That's what I think it is too.
Who's that
blackness and nothingness?
Who's that politician in the 80s that killed himself during the press conference?
Oh, Bud Dwyer.
Bart Dwyer. Did you ever watch that footage? It's disturbing to watch how instantaneous the life is gone.
Yeah,
it's really creepy.
Yeah.
God.
What do you think happens when you die, Doctor? Do you believe anything afterwards or nothing, right?
Well, I mean, there's the part of me that grew up a Methodist, and so I have that in my worldview.
It's a Methodist to his madness.
Christian theology stuff. But then, the scientific part of me is there, does struggle with that.
And
But now, there is a certain form of immortality, though. In an infinite universe, we would have counterparts elsewhere in the universe that are exactly like us, because in an infinite universe, if you take a small volume of space, that there's a finite number of particles. Did you guys hang up on me again?
No. It's actually interesting what you're saying.
That's hilarious.
That is so funny. It's like, did you hang up on me again?
Yeah.
He's so paranoid.
Why are you so paranoid?
That is so funny.
Well, continue because it's very interesting.
I was digging that because it's like if something's infinite, what you're saying is if it's infinite, there is definitely, it's not even questionable, it's definite that there will be exact duplicates of things based on infinite, right?
A stage one.
Oh, he's still talking.
That was a team effort, by the way.
He's still talking.
He and I looked at each other like, this has to happen.
We huddled on that one.
We certainly did.
That poor fuck.
Hey,
I love Dr. Steve, by the way. Dr. Steve is the shit. Weird Medicine is his show. It's here on The Virus.
Yeah.
I don't know when the next episode is, but I'm
Hopefully
sure
never.
Next week, Dr. Steve's Weird Medicine. He's really, really good. on it. He's a great friend, a great pal, and a shitty winemaker. Dr. Steve.
And eats like shit as he tells you should eat healthy. And he played Joseph this past holiday season.
Did he?
A question for next time.
Oh, and that was for Sleeves?
And his wife might have played Mary.
Sleeves?
No, what? No, just
wasn't
church
he involved
shit.
in a Sleeves project?
Maybe. Sleeves rules.
Shut up.
You hear the River Rat Doc song yet?
Just stop with Sleeves.
You hear the River Rat Doc song yet?
No.
What's that?
What is it? What's the River Rat Doc? What?
That's River Rat Doc on Twitter.
No. Oh, no.
What happened?
I just got,
oh, yeah, we get the text
got a
messages.
text.
Where he writes us all goes, oh, that was really funny, but you know he's really hurting inside as he writes that.
You fucks.
Yeah, yeah.
The good doctor just said, you fucks.
Hey, where's Troy Kwan? Because all his conspiracies were knocked out of the air like those fucking birds were.
Exactly.
Where's the Troy Kwan before we go to break? And Joe DeRosa, where are you going to be?
I'm going to be at CB's in the West Village all weekend, and I also have a show every Tuesday night at the Ace of Clubs in Manhattan. It's called Righteous Kill. It's a fun show.
Yeah, man, it's been too long.
Yeah. Come down, come hang out, people.
Hang out.
It's like $5, man, and we had Bobby Kelly a couple weeks ago. We're gonna have Keith Robinson, I think, next week.
I follow you on Twitter, and I do have a complaint that I have for a lot of the comics, except Jimmy Norton. Plugging the gigs on Twitter, I have no problem with that. But how about a little just extra fun stuff every so often?
Yeah, how about a fucking one-liner?
I'll bash fucking, you know who I'll bash the most for that? Louis C.K.
But he doesn't care.
But I know. But sometimes Louis just gets drunk and starts going off about Sarah Palin. That's kind of funny. But for the most part, Louis is just like, hey, I'll be here. It's like, how about throwing us a little funny something every so often?
I'm going to tweet right now.
Oh, you're going to do that?
Yeah.
Give us something good right now.
Tweet something good?
I'm going to tweet right now.
Jimmy was tweeting yesterday how he was flying with old people and how he was bossing around old people on a plane. Jimmy lets you know what's going on.
It is weird. The guys you really want to be tweeting and using Twitter properly just don't.
I don't
Louis
just
CK
want.
certainly is
I
one
don't
of those.
mind the plugs. Believe me, I know what you guys do. I love it. Whatever. And I even plug things like if I'm, allowed to do a certain thing in my house, I would plug it. But I also like basic conversation. I like when someone tweets. Andy Levy is great with that shit.
Levy's I love
Andy Levy is a great tweeter.
What is he on Twitter? Andy Levy?
Yeah.
I think he just has
Andy Levy.
He's a really good
He's on Red Eye, which, by the way, if you tune into Red Eye next Thursday, you will see Anthony Cumia on Red Eye.
You doing it?
Yeah, I've done it for quite a while now, Joe.
Dude,
I love doing Red Eye.
No, I didn't mean
it's fun.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I think I might be on next Thursday.
If you're on Thursday,
no,
too,
I'm on Monday.
roll.
I'm on Monday.
Joe DeRosa Comedy. What are you tweeting for everybody?
I tweeted, Opie and Anthony told me I need to tweet more, so here.
Oh, you suck.
That's at least it's something. Look, let's spend New Year's Eve together. Oh, let's see what else he goes. Oh, wait a minute. You did write something. I'm sick, and I'm watching Love Actually. I think my hormones are trying to tell me something.
There you go.
You see? Okay, sick tweets. Maybe I fucking convicted you. I wrongly fucking accused you here.
What you're not reading is the fine print that these tweets are 2 months apart.
I see. All right, tonight, Righteous Kill. Right? It's sad. Is it Saturday or Sunday?
You got to tweet more, Joe.
It must be. No, but okay, all right.
I just don't like doing it.
You're not as bad as I thought you were. Maybe I just ignore everything but your plugs.
Look at that nice tweet. My album made top 10 albums of the year.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Hey, isn't it odd that we're all up for these Twitter awards, these Shorty Awards?
Are we?
Yes.
Oh.
Everyone's nominating us for these Shorty Awards.
What are Shorty Awards?
I don't know. It's some kind of Twitter thing. But I'm nominated for journalism and for politics.
You know, they nominated. I did see that actually. E-Rock was nominated for food. I swear to God, there's a food category. I swear to God,
stopped.
It hasn't stopped.
I swear to God.
And the
it's called the Shorty Awards, and I do appreciate everyone legitimately.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nominating us for stuff.
It's kind of funny. Jimmy's in there for books, by the way, for
books.
Author. Yeah.
There's E-Rock, 10th place in the food category.
I was 4th before. What happened?
Fuck, we better move up E-Rock Radio, right?
Get E-Rock Radio up there.
You used to be #1 in politics, too.
Yeah, I was in there in politics,
Nice.
too. And one guy said he nominates me for politics because I teach him a lot about Hitler and the N people.
So I guess the
Holy
Shorty Awards
shit.
are a complete joke, right?
I guess so.
Hey, we got Troy.
Didn't Dave win one last?
Dave,
No,
Dave
that's what I
was
gonna say.
nominated and lost.
He lost to somebody who was pretending to be a llama.
And lost his fucking mind on stage at the presentation.
Live on CNN.
Out live on CNN. It was classic fucking Eastside Dave.
And he's
that
upset
lunatic.
because he's trying to win the weird category now, and people are voting all of us for these stupid categories, but not voting for Dave in the weird
But
category.
you know why? Because unfortunately, Dave isn't on the show. He would run away with it. What is he, third for the weird category? Oh, that's good. David McDonald, Eastside Dave, vote for him in the weird category.
He's beating out the llama.
He is beating out the llama.
I don't even know what these awards. What are these awards?
It's for Twitter. It's Twitter.
I want to be nominated.
And Twitter. Joe DeRosa for plugs.
Yeah.
Just fucking plugging.
Can I
gigs.
be nominated for plugs? What else
Plugging
could I be
gigs.
nominated
Worst
for?
Twitterer.
Worst Twitterer. Here's the categories.
Let's get a category for you, Joe.
How about marketing?
You look like a
marketing. That would be.
You
good.
look like a green guy.
Green.
I'm so not at all. The shit I get. Whenever people come over to my place, like for drinks or something, and they're like, "Where do we put our beer cans?" I'm like, "In the fucking trash."
In the garbage.
You know, recycle? No, I
No.
don't give a shit.
It's garbage. It'll end
At
up in a
all.
landfill. I don't give a shit.
How about innovation? I want to be nominated for that.
Innovation.
Nominated for
That's
that.
not.
Just
All right,
sounds
Joe
good.
DeRosa.
Anthony, breaking news. We got Tom in Madison, Wisconsin, who's going to talk for everybody. Go ahead, Tom.
I think Kenny is the fucking best phone screener in the world. I tell you. Anyway, if indeed that was him, I can only envision a giant body with a little hat. But what are the numbers, guys? Less than 10% of adults have Twitter. Come on, get over it. I'm dying out here. You're funnier than hell. I like you. But push Eastside Dave.
Twitter and
Wow, you are all over the place.
Yeah, Twitter and
This guy's-
Facebook is a nice little side thing that, if you like the show, is kind of fun to do.
It is.
Yeah.
We're talking to way more people right now than I'll ever talk to on Twitter. I
And
know
believe
that
me,
shit.
the demographic of people that he's talking about everyone overall that uses Twitter is only a fraction of the people. But if you're talking about our audience, a lot of them are using Twitter.
But the thing with Twitter, with this social networking, now it's being hooked up to the Facebook and everything else. So,
Yeah.
so it's kind of just becoming fucking
The bottom
huge.
of every news story has a Twitter
Right.
thing. If you want to Twitter the news story or fucking link it to something, it just
I like that it keeps the show going pretty much 24/7 at
That
this
guy
point.
was a fucking retard.
That's all right. Most of the people listening to us right now don't have Twitter. That's true. But the ones that do and they follow us, they have a pretty good time.
I think it's a
with it.
larger percentage than the overall population.
What bothers me
Our
about
audience is kind of in there.
Where did Troy Kwan go? He thought he was off the hook?
Yeah, I think he
What?
did.
Oh, I thought you left the room. And why you look so fucking mean?
No, whenever you're ready for me.
Wow, did he give you a look, Opie?
Yeah, you look mean.
Holy fuck.
He is giving
you
you a
were
look.
sitting on the chair
Mike,
and you were just
say
like,
something.
yeah, I'm
Yo.
here.
Okay,
I'm
wait.
here, motherfucker.
Here's Troy Kwan.
That's
Yeah, whenever you're ready for him, just hanging out.
It's music.
So, Troy, you had a lot of questions.
Yep.
You've had a rough week with the Opie and Anthony
Oh,
show
yeah.
because you're kind of a conspiracy guy. You
No,
like to
not a conspiracy guy.
But you like to question things.
Sure.
Now, Michio Kaku explained a lot of things today. Are you okay with his explanations, or do you feel like we should dig further into the dead birds, the dead fish, and whatnot?
Yeah, well, I mean, Michio Kaku is the end-all, be-all. So we should just believe what he says because
that
he
sounds
wrote a book.
sarcastic.
Well, he wrote a book. So
Yeah.
and he's a doctor.
He's a
So
physicist.
he's a physicist.
Yes.
So whatever he says has got to be the truth, right?
And it's more so, I think, than some dumb fucking college puke that thinks there's a conspiracy to everything,
Right.
and says the birds fell out of the sky because of a satellite array in Alaska.
I feel like neither of you really mean what you're saying right now.
No,
I feel
we're
like
actually-
you're both being very sarcastic.
Wouldn't it be weird?
I think Troy's being very sarcastic.
Wouldn't it be weird
it's-
if it was sounds
of course Anthony
sarcastic
is.
but isn't conversation? We're like, oh yeah, we should just believe everything he says, and he means it.
Well,
we're sarcastic sounding guy.
Oh, wait, you meant what you said. You were calling him a college puke, right?
Yeah,
That's what's happening.
No, not you. I was just saying these people that.
Oh, sorry. I thought you
not
were calling him a
no,
college
not him
puke.
personally.
Oh, sorry.
I just
Okay.
mean the people that like saying everything's a conspiracy. or something.
And with the birds thing, it was one species of bird. That's why.
Yeah, it would
I mean,
be-
if it was something else, there would have been many different species fucking
Right.
dead all over
Right.
the road.
Yeah.
So
A
it
vulture.
makes it more logical that something happened within the flock.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I guess
Because
I
there's
don't
other
know.
birds in the sky, isn't there?
Sure.
So
You
why aren't
still
they
want to
on the
believe
ground?
that the chemtrails did it, though?
No, I never said the chemtrails did it.
No, you said you saw the chemtrails, and
then
then a couple
birds
of days
dead.
later, the birds are dead. So you went, just saying.
No, this is what I said. I was in Arkansas. I was driving through. I saw a massive amount of chemtrails, and I had
Contrails.
tweeted a joke.
Yes.
Okay. And then a couple days later, birds are falling out of the sky.
It's a Quanspiracy.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm not here trying to convince you of chemtrails doing it.
But did you like
No,
what
no,
Michio Kaku had to say? Or,
I don't believe in chemtrails.
Or you don't buy into his horseshit? He's explained 2012 to us.
Dude.
He's explained the Twin Towers thing very well.
There's nothing that anybody could say that's going to change my beliefs.
What's your belief?
What's a healthy way to live?
Well, I'm just. I believe that the mainstream media is corrupt.
Yes.
And they are. They're lying to us.
I believe a lot.
It's a Quanspiracy.
So I'm just a regular fucking dude going about my day, trying to live my life, doing the best I can with what I have. And
Sound like a Springsteen song.
I'm just a regular dude going through my day,
Well, what I'm
trying
Anthony.
to get through life with the things I got. It's just me and Wendy listening to the corrupt news, Wendy.
These chemtrails.
Chemtrails over Jersey. There's chemtrails over Jersey.
What about
we went down to the beach and the boardwalk was full of aliens. And I didn't know what to do.
What about the blackbirds, Bruce?
Blackbirds dropping from the sky over Jersey. I was driving down the parkway and me and Wendy saw blackbirds dying. Hit it, Calvin. Calvin, go. I'm just a regular guy trying to make my way through life with a corrupt press.
Well,
and by corrupt press, I mean Jews, but I don't want to say Jews.
You think Michio Kaku's working for the man, Troy?
I don't know. I mean, if scientists are developing whether.
Cause there's aluminum in the air all over Jersey. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Somebody's putting fluoride in the drinking water again.
The towers goes into my mouth.
It led to the towers being an inside job.
Well, I didn't see a plane at the Pentagon. There wasn't an engine, and everyone was gone. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We can find 500 planets, but we can't find Bin Laden. Something's wrong, people.
And where'd that passport come from, Wendy?
Let Troy have it.
I'm sorry.
Troy, get
Troy,
No, I don't care. I don't need to try to
Bruce,
convince you guys of anything. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
You guys believe whatever you want to believe. I don't care. I really don't. Whatever you guys want to believe, whatever helps you sleep at night, believe it.
It doesn't help me sleep at night. It
Well,
doesn't
why-
keep me up at night. I don't think about it as much. I don't take everything at face value, but for the most part, the path of least resistance is probably what happened.
There you go.
For the majority of things.
Yeah,
you don't
I
have
know.
to think that everything had to be this plot and everything is being covered up.
And I don't.
And there's this grand plan. But you kind of do because you're questioning everything. Sometimes things are just what they are.
Well, there you go. You convinced me of it.
I believe this.
Because there you are. You're convincing me.
I believe there's some sneaky shit going on, but not to the extent you
No,
think.
of course not.
And
I mean,
my issue with you, Troy, is that you have questions with no substance behind it. And I keep encouraging you to come up with some
well,
substance.
what do you want substance of? I mean,
like what killed the birds? Let's go right back to what started this whole thing with you.
I don't know. I have no
But
idea.
But I'm sure you've been doing your research. No.
Well, I know what you know.
But did you do research and you found some websites that are questionable? And what are they saying?
Thermite pain.
They're saying fireworks and lightning.
But you're not believing that.
Well, who cares what I believe? What do you care what I believe?
It's out of curiosity.
No, but I mean seriously, who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
Because it's another point of view. That's why. That's what we do in this show. That's why.
It's what people do in life, kind of trade ideas.
Trade ideas.
Ever since cavemen.
And you can go, you're an
days.
asshole for thinking what you're thinking. And he goes, oh, yeah, well, you're a fucking asshole for thinking what you're
someone
thinking.
drew something on a cave wall.
and then-
Someone pointed at it and said, that's bullshit.
Right. And then every once in a while, maybe you learn something from somebody else and you exchange a little info. That's all.
Yeah.
That's why I care.
I mean, I haven't done too much. I know what you know just by looking through what has been printed online.
See, I'm not suspicious because it was one species.
Right.
Because there's a lot of birds in the sky all the time. So if it was some poisoning or some fucking weapon or
They
some
were working
fucking...
on a poison, though, that just takes out one type of person.
Right.
And believe me, blackbirds, enough said. Enough said. That's step one.
We all know they can't be
understand what
leaders,
they're
right,
doing.
Anthony?
I understand what they're doing.
No, but... You know, I like the lightning theory, but then that would have fucked up what I just said to Troy, that other species would have fucking fallen from the sky if it was lightning. But fucking Michio Kaku with that explanation. The lead bird fucked up and everyone had to do a mass suicide because of it.
That makes perfect sense to me. I mean, that's biologically that makes sense. Their leader goes down. The birds think they're supposed to go down. They're not smart.
You see that flock of birds, and you see them flying, and they all turn. They know where to go, and they're all following each other.
Yeah.
Who's to say? Yeah, one of them doesn't fly into the ground, and they all kind of follow, or enough of them until one of them goes, hey, fuck this.
Well, isn't that what happens with the whales? One stupid whale thinks he knows what he's doing, and they all follow
and they
the dumb
beach a
whale.
pod.
Right.
People
A pod
do
of
that for
whales.
Christ's sakes.
Yeah, people
do that. A mob of people being led by somebody will all commit the same.
Prime example, crosswalk. When when it's a don't walk, but one guy says, I can make it, and he goes and he can make it, someone else will just step off the curb and follow them.
Or how about when the guy blindly follows his GPS onto the train tracks or something?
Oh, yeah, that's another great one.
I love when every once in a while you get to drive on the water if you have GPS. That's always fun.
Oh, yeah, when you're driving. Well,
and
the
you look
city
down
is
your
weird.
GPS and you're like, wow, I'm in the middle of the water.
I'm in the East River. This
neat.
is great.
Very-
What happened?
Hey, someone's doing Hawk today.
Hey, what the fuck?
She's very excited about the snow, you guys. Well, let's talk about.
Someone just did Hawk.
Someone totally did a Hawk.
Wait, what
It
is
was
that about?
Some broad.
They're doing some live dumb thing about the weather, and some
Yeah.
girl ran up from behind with her arms
She
in the
was
air, just
flapping
like
her
we were
arms.
talking about with Hawk.
That's weird.
Could someone find out if that had anything to do with anything? I'm not going to be.
It's hilarious. I love the immaturity of just fucking up a live broadcast like that.
yeah.
And the guy's got to go, well, she's very excited about the snow.
Troy, you just need more substance behind what you're thinking.
I
That's
got
all.
you. That's fine.
That's
That's
all.
cool.
And
Yeah,
that's
man.
why I do care.
All right, dude.
I learn a lot on this show. A shitload. And I also like calling people out on being whatever, but...
Well, that's the thing with conspiracy theories, too, is that what you were saying about path of least resistance is probably what happened. It's, a lot of the time, and I'm not against a conspiracy theory, but a lot of time conspiracy theories go against science. You know, for instance, like with medicine, a doctor will tell you, you know, where you say, well, could I contract a sickness this way? This might have happened, this might have happened, this might. The first thing the doctor will say is, you're dealing with a lot of maybes right now. You need to deal with definites. What definitely happened, and then you know if you were exposed possibly to something. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's with conspiracy theories, same thing. It's like, well, if this happened, and then that would allow for this tentatively to happen, and theoretically then this could hinge on that. It's you get down the line with this mousetrap scenario where it's like you can't.
Right.
It's just not
too
likely.
many weird maybes and things that are so hard to happen that the easier things it's easier that it happened that way. That's all. Sure. That's usually my take on it. I believe me. I think there are shenanigans going on all the time, but they get exposed because people are stupid. People talk, and when someone tries to cover something up, it gets exposed.
Well, that's
It
the thing
just
too.
does.
Somebody way up the top of the government ladder that's gonna orchestrate some sort of thing that justifies a conspiracy theory. He's no less of a half-ass than the average person. That guy's
Yes.
sitting there too, going, "This is gonna be a fucking headache." Are you shitting me?
A prime example is look at fucking Watergate and Nixon.
Yeah.
Everyone tried to cover that shit up, but people opened their mouths. They left evidence. And that was like a huge cover-up. They tried their best.
They really wanted.
At the top end of the government, they tried to cover that shit up and couldn't fucking do it.
Yeah, they can't keep the spoilers for the new Spider-Man movie secret. You know, like
Yeah,
nobody gives
that's
a
me.
shit.
It's not the whole deal that conspiracies can't happen. logistically or technically, but it's that dumb-ass fucking human element that makes me doubt that conspiracies are so deep-rooted.
And you don't think that there has been cover-ups about what is going on in our food, what is going on with flu shots?
They get exposed.
Do they?
These things get exposed. Irradiated
Hold
food,
on.
you mean things
Hold
like
on.
that?
He said, do they? Came out today.
Yeah, the vaccinations. Yeah, I got. But I'm talking about.
No. But no one knows. Study linking vaccinations to autism called fraudulent. And that was something that people started buying into, saying, holy shit, kids are getting autism because of the vaccination.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm saying is...
And they're now proving that was bullshit.
When you watch the news, they tell you, oh, it's flu season, go get your flu shots. So guess what everybody does? They go, okay, let's go get our flu shots, got to go down and do it. And then it's like, what are you injecting me with? And
it's a conspiracy.
The guy's trying to make a point, and you just shit on it with that production.
No, I thought it was the end of the point. That's the bit.
It's the end of the point.
You guys are nominated for
Troy's like, no, it's the end of the point.
God forbid we try to make people laugh.
You guys are nominated for a journalism award.
Yes, we're trying for our journalism shorty.
All right, so people march down to get their flu shot, and
so they walk down. They just go. They go here. They don't even know where they're going. They just walk in. They're like, hey, inject me with whatever you got.
All right.
Boom. Inject you.
All right, Troy, now let me ask you.
Go ahead.
What makes more sense? That they're getting something that was worked on in a lab to stop them from getting the flu, or that it's some deep-seated evilness that they're injecting in them? What makes more sense?
Or, can I add something to that?
Yes, please.
Instead of going, hey, this was designed in a laboratory, how about I try to do something natural to avoid getting the flu? I don't want to be injected with whatever that is. I don't care what they...
There is something natural. It's called getting the flu.
Yeah, it's
and
called...
then you become immune to
It's
that
called
strain.
exercising. It's called eating healthy. It's called taking your vitamins and living a healthy lifestyle, and you can avoid the flu. So what's wrong with saying, you know what? I don't want to go do that.
There's nothing wrong with saying that.
You could still get a virus,
You can.
a viral flu.
But say I don't want to get injected from what they're giving me.
Getting your immune system up is a very healthy thing. You're right.
All right, two things. First of all, you sound like Hulk Hogan there, which is nice with the vitamins and stuff.
Take your vitamins, brother.
Right. And the other thing is... why would the government make it so complicated, like talking and getting flu shots, when the government could possibly open up their own burger joint and have the fucking poisons in the burgers?
Well, what are you saying, Opie?
It would be a lot easier to do it that way.
Well, there is poison in burgers.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing
But
with
I'm
all
just
this
saying,
stuff.
they can make it a lot easier instead of complicated where they have to talk you into actually getting a shot.
Here's the thing.
For the flu. When they
put it in the water.
They could easily just set up some joints that
Put it in the water system.
They know this burger joint is bad news, so the people they don't want to get the poison certainly know that don't go to fucking this burger joint.
How do you know when you drink bottled water, there isn't shit in this?
Exactly. And that's I mean...
I was being sarcastic.
Well, I mean, you don't want to go down that road because nobody is regulating what this is.
By the way, for these theories about poison flu shots or government fluoride in the water or whatever it is, there are easy solutions to these things. The government could make flu shots mandatory very easily, make them mandatory, especially now with the new health care bill being passed.
Yeah.
The government can easily fluoride up all the bottled water if they wanted to. If they really wanted to, people could avoid tap water and they could get their fluoride in a different way. And also, this is what kills me. Nobody ever takes into account the psychological aspect of this. People say, well, these foods are loaded with poisons, and therefore we're all getting more sick because of them. Well, maybe we're all getting more sick because that's in our heads right now, and the holistic aspect of that has us all thinking, I'm going to get sick, I'm going to get sick, I'm going to get sick, and that can make you sick.
Psychosomatic?
Well, not psychosomatic. Medicine will tell you that if your body has a propensity to be subject to a certain ailment, for instance, like a heart attack or something like that, and you get yourself worked up, you can literally give yourself a heart attack. Not a fake heart attack. You can make yourself have a heart attack. Right. So my point is,
Did you prove that?
No, I can't.
How do you work
But my
through
friend,
that?
No, meaning...
my friend's got a heart condition.
Try to make that happen.
Oh, come on, man. I'm on a roll
Troy,
here.
it's not just against you.
But like the
You beat
point,
everyone up in this room.
the point is if this stuff is so bad for you, well then, how come everybody before this generation or this current society that we're living in now was fine? was fine.
Well,
My
they-
dad ate whatever he wanted his whole life. He's still alive. He's still kicking. He's still fine. Never had a goddamn worry about eating too much red meat or too much pizza or too much McDonald's.
But on
He's
average, the life
fine.
expectancy has gone up over the years.
What do you mean he's fine?
And
He's still
on
alive?
average.
He's totally alive.
How old?
He's perfectly healthy. 65 years old. 64.
It happens at 74. 74 is the age.
But my point is, they'll make you think now
around.
that
Prove
the
me
government
wrong.
is injecting every cheeseburger with AIDS. And if you eat one, you'll be dead at 15
Get one
years
of those.
old. It's like
Got any AIDS burgers back there?
It's not AIDS, but there's preservatives in it. There is they give the cows hormones.
Yeah.
So there's a whole string of things that they're doing to food now that they weren't doing in your father's
But it
generation.
might just be irresponsibility. They're doing that to have better food
Food's
and
better.
and don't
You ever see
realize,
a chicken
oh, fuck,
breast
there
now?
is,
But the
there
size
is
of a
some
boxing
after
glove.
effects of it.
if you're putting hormones, you ever see what cows look like that are pumped full of hormones?
Oh, the delicious is how they
It's
look.
disgusting. And if you
They got beautiful bodies.
You know what an old steak used to taste like?
And I love steak, dude. That fucking sucks.
A lot of grizzle.
A lot of gristle. Now it's just this nice, plump, juicy steak.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares what they're doing with hormones?
Well,
Have they? And life expectancy is greater than it's ever been in this country. So what problem is that? Irradiated food. They're making more food. Not as much waste. Corn is great. You ever see a fucking ear of corn now compared to what it was like years ago?
It's better
Years
to
ago, it
eat
looked
natural.
Looked like that fake corn you hung on your fucking door on Halloween, and now it's golden nuggets on a buttery nice corn cob.
Yeah, it literally looks like popcorn
It's
before you
beautiful.
pop it.
Do you know corn cobs these days look beautiful? If you showed a today corn cob to a guy 50 years ago, he'd go, "What the fuck is that? It's beautiful."
Because it's genetically altered.
Jumping G Hosey fat. What am I?
You're genetically altering this shit. So
Yeah.
just because it looks good doesn't mean it's healthy for you, though.
You never know. You don't know. You don't know if it's unhealthy.
Well, I'm just saying that people are getting sicker now from food than they ever have
And
been.
it's giving 9-year-old girls tits.
I don't think it's necessarily unhealthy, and there is no better example than fear versus consumption than everything going on with the health craze. They tell you that you can't eat anything except lettuce and boiled chicken, or else you're going to die. And then you go to buy a salad with boiled chicken on top of it, and it's $14 for iceberg lettuce with shit fucking processed chicken on top of it. Go to Cozy. These fucking morons that go, Wendy's is bad for you. We need to eat at Cozy. Really? What are you going to eat? You're going to eat a chicken Caesar salad sandwich, you fat fuck? Like that's any better for you? With that processed fucking Oscar Mayer chicken that they dump in there and that Paul Newman creamy Caesar salad dressing. Yeah, no, that's way healthier than a Baconator. Go fucking eat it. Enjoy it.
All right, well, we should take a break.
Yeah, you got me all worked up
I
now.
know, right?
Honestly, it's a good workout.
Don't get worked up. It's unhealthy.
I liked listening to Joe DeRosa.
Yeah.
Fez gave himself a heart attack, so you're on to
He
something.
did?
Yeah, he certainly did.
My friend's wife has a heart condition. She had 2 heart attacks last year, and she almost had another one. She had the symptoms, and the doctors were like, they were like, you were working out, you started to feel a little lightheaded, and they go, dude, if you start focusing on that, you can literally give yourself another heart attack.
Shit.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Or if that's
Mind
true,
is
why can't you
weird.
give yourself abs?
I don't know. I've been trying.
Can't you think yourself into being in shape?
Yeah.
I
Why
can't
is it
even
only thinking yourself into being sick?
I can't even think that hard about abs.
All right.
It's a little I care.
Joe DeRosa killing for us today. We appreciate that. Troy Kwan, thank you so much.
Yes, Troy.
Troy's had a rough
Very
week, I can tell.
Troy is. He's going to drink this weekend.
Yeah, he's got a rough week.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to be part of you guys' show. So
You're representing some people out there. That's all.
Yeah,
that's
you're-
what this
you're
damn thing's
totally
about.
I understand, but I just
We all represent people out there.
I'm
'cause
not
we
a-
come
I'm-
from very different walks of life here.
conspiracy theorists have an agenda to push their agenda on you, and I have no desire to push my agenda on anybody.
But that's why
I have no agenda.
That's why. That's why I set up what you say with. He has questions.
Right. So
I'm not necessarily saying you're a conspiracy
and I'm not
guy.
saying that everything that those guys say is the gospel truth, the conspiracy guys. But sometimes they say interesting things. Sometimes Dr. Kaku makes an interesting point.
Interesting point.
All right. Thank you, Troy Kwan.
Thank you.
Here
We're gonna
goes
take
Troy.
a break, and you know what? We might.
It's all right, Troy. You had a good week, I swear. There he goes.
It's a Quanspiracy.
Listen,
He is pissed.
I know he is. You can see it in his eyes.
He is an angry dude.
He's gonna fuck someone up.
Holy shit!
I just hope it's not me. Listen, we're gonna come back, and I think we're gonna go Hoarders. Unless Joe has
I
something.
love fucking Hoarders.
What do you want to talk about?
Is
after
that
Joe?
fat fucking?
Whatever you guys want to do.
The one you talked about earlier this week.
We
finally got the
fucking
audio
hit on that. Oh, good.
And also, the season finale of Hoarders is coming up.
Sweet.
Yes, and it is a woozy.
And a thought, because I was
woozy, a woolulu,
I was
doozy?
or a doozy.
I was watching Intervention.
I'm woozy.
And I was watching Intervention, one of your favorite shows.
Yeah.
So it was on. I'm like, you know
Hot
what?
crack whore. What episode?
It was, with the blonde.
Hot meth head. Yeah.
Yeah. With the lunatic boyfriend.
Right.
Saying, look, you're just going to be back out on the street.
You're
when
a
this is all over.
whore, and she smacks him. Dumb bitch.
So the premise is they're doing a documentary on addicts.
On drug addicts.
I know they're drug addicts, but not one of these dummies can't figure out that it's actually for intervention.
I was just saying that.
You were?
Yeah, as I'm watching it going, they always go to this hotel room not knowing that, like, their family's going to be in there. And
I want to see all the footage of the people that went, fuck you.
Fuck
I know
you.
this is for intervention, you idiot. I watched the show.
I ain't going.
And the answer would be, well, they're drug addicts, so they're not thinking clearly. Really?
Yeah.
Every single one thinks it's a documentary on addicts or addiction?
They are fucked up on drugs.
You watch Celebrity Rehab?
I watched this.
Looking at Danny.
This is
what?
All I saw was Junior Prom.
Let me tell you what.
The what?
Let me tell you what you need to do, Anthony. What? Anthony.
I'm sorry.
Anthony.
I'm sorry.
What's the baby show you watch? Little Miss Perfect.
I like
or whatever it's called.
I like Little Miss Perfect better than Toddlers and Tiaras.
What were you saying?
Exactly.
What is it?
I like Little Miss Perfect is
right.
better than Toddlers and Tiaras.
So this is what you do. You watch Little Miss Perfect.
Yeah.
Then you seg into intervention. And then you move on to Celebrity Rehab.
Okay.
And you finish up your
I don't
night
like
with
Celebrity Rehab.
And you finish up your night with Dancing with the Stars.
I like Hoarders.
It's an arc.
Hoarders.
It's an arc.
Of what happens in real life.
Where do you fit Hoarders
That's a good
in?
point.
Hoarders. I don't know where you fit Hoarders. That might be another
That's
arc
at
we
the
start.
end.
I feel like Hoarders is a whole other day.
That's what I'm
a
saying.
whole other ballpark.
But
Yeah.
But if you seg from all the shows I mentioned, it all kind of makes sense. The Little Miss Perfect people are fucked up, so they move into fucking doing drugs. Then you got to do their intervention.
No, how
thing.
about 16 and Pregnant?
16 and Pregnant?
Is after Little Miss Perfect. Then 16 and Pregnant.
Wait, so how does it go now? Little Miss Perfect.
Little Miss Perfect.
Where the drugs come in?
After
you have the
16
baby?
and Pregnant, yeah.
So you go Little Miss Perfect, then it moves nicely into 16 and Pregnant.
16 and Pregnant.
Okay, I got you. Then you go into Intervention.
Intervention,
Because now
yeah.
they're fucking drug addicts.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
there are horrible lies between the beauty pageants
Yeah.
and squeezing something out of their young twats.
Right.
So then you go Intervention. The Intervention happens. Now you got to get into some rehab. So you go
Rehab.
Celebrity Rehab.
Celebrity
All right.
Rehab.
And what do we do after Celebrity Rehab?
Dance with the Stars. I thought that was
Dance
a
with the
perfect
Stars.
dance.
Then
Yeah.
a fun one because you're all rehabbed out, but then you crash into Hoarders and you end up a loner in your
Now,
house.
Hoarders,
full of
I'm
shit.
agreeing with Joe. That's Tuesday night programming. So we need an arc that includes Hoarders.
Hoarders is a tough one because it's so.
But what would be the show before Hoarders?
That's what I'm saying. It's tough. It's,
Or does it start
it's
with
so
Hoarders?
oddly psychotic. Like I don't even know if they had a show. If they had a show about people that were OCD and germaphobes and shit, that would be what you follow Hoarders with. Because they clean up and then they go in the other direction off the deep end. But they don't have that. Like, I don't even know what you would couple with Hoarders. It's so odd.
Well, Hoarder is somebody that, like, kind of,
you know what?
Later in life that fucked in.
But we'll go to
it's
break,
crazy.
and this is great because after the break, someone on this fucking phone is going to have the answer of the Hoarders arc.
All right.
Where all the
I might
programming
know.
makes sense. Yes.
I think, because I know they did one season, but I haven't seen it back for a second, so I'm thinking maybe it's not around anymore. But there was a show called Obsessed.
Obsessed.
Where it was all about
Oh,
OCD
yeah,
people,
yeah.
and
That
like I
was a good
actually
one.
had to tap out of it. Like I couldn't watch the
So you
episode.
go to-
Oh, they
Yeah,
did
that
have a
one's
show
pretty
about
bad.
that.
Yeah, I couldn't. It
So
was
you
making
go
me crazy.
obsessed into Hoarders?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I would go Hoarders into Obsessed.
Do you think Obsessed is actually like crazier people than the Hoarders?
Well, here's why. Because Hoarders is like the intervention for messy people or whatever you want to call it. So
Messy
they
people.
clean them up and then they go off the shithouse deep end in the other direction. That's my point. Obsessed, if you're already a fucking germaphobe, neat freak, you would never collapse into Hoarders. But if you're a hoarder, you could transition into the other thing. Does that make sense?
I got you.
I got
I
it.
like it.
Antique Roadshow.
Oh, shit.
Then we need a bridge to Hoarders.
Pickers.
Pickers is
Things
that
like
might be a little
that.
too similar. We're smarter than
yeah,
this,
yeah,
people.
it's
We're
something
smarter
like
than
that.
this.
Antique, that's a good call, dude. Or
you
go,
do the picking and then you take your horse shit to Antique Roadshow.
I think you go Hoarders Antique Roadshow.
No, you go Pickers Antique Roadshow
Right.
because you got to pick the
You
shit
end
out
with
first.
Hoarders because then you're just
And then now
stuck
you're
in your house
obsessed. But
full
there's
of
got to be
shit.
another one between Antique Roadshow and Hoarders.
What if it's Hoarders, then Pickers, then Antique Roadshow?
No, you can't be hoarding if you haven't picked
first.
yet.
You got to pick.
All right,
You always got to
okay.
pick first.
I think it's Pickers, Hoarders, Antique Roadshow. I think Antique Roadshow is the redemption. You've.
Oh, so even though you're only bringing one lousy fucking dumb clock from the 17th century, you have a million clocks in your house that the people don't know about.
Maybe you threw them all away, and that's the one you kept because you thought it might be worth something. I mean, we got to make a little backstory here. We got to.
We're trying to get Tuesday night programming set here, Joe.
Pawn Stars, they could pawn off some of their fucking.
Oh,
yeah, but they
shit.
wouldn't do
But
that.
how would they do
wouldn't,
that?
no.
Because you're a hoarder.
They wouldn't.
But Hoarders is
Hoarders are
about getting
nuts.
better. That's my point. Is at the end of Hoarders, you're
You
supposed.
ever watch the show? They never get better.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes they'll clean up the house a little
Storage
bit.
Wars, where they have all their shit in a big storage locker.
There you go.
Yeah,
God,
they have
see,
that
all
in.
right.
You know,
all right.
we might go to the phones. I think the listeners are going to have to help us
They're
out
both.
with these show arcs. We call them show arcs.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What, you had one, Danny?
No, I was just saying Storage Wars is probably a good fit because first they have all the shit, and then the shit
Yeah.
has to be somewhere for a little bit.
And then they can't afford to keep it.
And then they can sell the shit.
And we need Wednesday night programming has to be about the fucking fat slob.
Okay.
You got the Biggest Loser. You got Cake Boss. But we
Okay.
got to balance this out and put it all together.
And I never watched MTV, but it was on in my house, and I saw some show called "I Used to Be Fat."
I Used to Be Fat.
and it's just
That
these-
could be after
it's
fucking
just
Biggest
these
Loser.
fat teenage girls.
It's
just
great.
bouncing around. It's hysterical.
Disgusting slobs.
Pickers.
And they're all proud of themselves because they lost like 20 pounds, but they still need to lose another 40.
Fat.
Ryan in Calgary. You got Pickers, My Strange Addiction, Storage Wars, Hoarders.
Oh wait, no. Say it again. Sorry. Pickers.
Pickers. My Strange Addiction, because now you're picking through garbage to find that dumb thing. And Storage Wars, because now you got to store the shit, and then your storage area gets overcome, so now you become a complete hoarder.
Now you got to go Hoarders to storage area because storage would come after. It's like your house is full of shit, so you got to get storage space now.
That's true.
That's got to come after.
I want the arc that ends with first 48.
Well, we could do that arc too. So we could do a criminal one, a fat one.
Are we
a
there?
hoarding
Are we there
one,
yet?
Right.
And a me.
Are we there yet?
A me night.
And first 48. Just
meet the Browns.
You know how they had must watch TV or whatever?
First 48 cold case file.
Must watch TV?
Yeah.
I would have a
Must-see
night
TV.
called just must see TV, sorry. I would have a me night.
I like it.
It's
That's
all
great.
about these fucking me's out there.
I think we figured out the Hoarders arc.
Yeah.
I think we can move on to the next one.
Wait, what is it now?
I think it's that guy had it, except I would flip Hoarders with Storage Wars.
So you'd go Pickers.
Uh-huh.
So I got to fix this up here. My Strange Addiction, Hoarders, Storage Wars.
Yeah, then Antique Roadshow. Just as a nice little at the end.
I hate it.
Maybe they
Happy
fixed
ending.
it.
Yeah, we don't like happy end.
I kind of like it.
Where's the part where someone's dead?
Yeah. You got to have that.
Yeah. First 48.
First 48.
First 48. No, believe me, that's a whole different story, though.
All right. Well, then we don't need the Antique Roadshow. Just go end it on a real sour note with Hoarders.
Yeah.
There's that other show called like Hoarding or something.
Yeah, that's not as good.
It's a ripoff, but they usually redeem them at the end.
Yeah, I don't like that one. Their houses are never as messy.
It's awesome though when they show the disgusting house and then they do that camera trick where it shows what it transitions into.
There's still
I like
shit
that
on
part.
the walls.
Yeah,
That's called the crossfade.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the whole house is still a shithole, but they're like, "Look, I cleaned this counter off."
Great,
And you're
you
like,
cleaned
"Yeah,
up.
Good for you."
If that was the first shot you saw at the house, you'd still go, "Wow, what a shithole."
Yeah.
But since it was such a shithole,
It is a disgusting. It's so selfish too. That fucking.
it is. They give up everything they found, and they're crying like they took my children, and my family is the most important thing. Okay, how about you throw away this doll? No. Then you don't fucking care about your family, you dummy.
Yeah.
We'll do the Hoarders when we come
I wanna
back.
hear that fat
and
bitch.
more show arcs. And let's not just think about shows happening right now. There's reruns all over the fucking place. Maybe you squeeze in an old show that kind of makes everything make sense.
Can we make up new shows that we need?
If we have to, yes.
Okay. All right.
Joe DeRosa in studio. We got to film the show that's happening in between the show.
Damn. Holy shit.
Yeah, well, what do we got? We got the latest production piece from Derek, D-Boy.
Wow, he is a production machine.
And we also got Hoarders clips.
I want to hear that fat fuck.
All right, let's do that then.
I love how nasty this woman
First,
was.
Troy Kwan had a rough week with his Troy Spiracies or Quanspiracies, whatever, right?
Quanspiracy.
And then he had a rap battle with Danny.
Yeah.
And
who won?
It was interesting, to say the least.
Oh, wait. D-Boy's saying to hold off. He wants to make a change real quick.
Oh, wow.
He's a fucking perfectionist.
What a perfectionist.
Let me see if this is old.
Damn
let me
it,
see if this is
Man's
old.
an artist. Man's an artist.
Holy shit. New year, new motivation.
It really is.
It's unbelievable. We're all on top of our games.
So they rap battled this
Wait till
week?
March 1st.
It's all going to change?
That's about when it changes, usually.
Yeah,
we come in here with the new year, and we're like a blazing, man.
And right back.
And then
we're a well-oiled machine, all rested.
Just hang on a second.
And the hope comes back.
I
usually,
I say it comes back.
Oh.
For a little bit.
Just for a tad.
I'm the opposite. I usually don't spike up till about March.
Really?
Yeah, I start out slow, man. This part of the year's depressing, man.
Is
It's
it?
so fucking cold
It's
and
not-
shit.
See, that's that's why
really
you got to
is.
get into sports, because it doesn't get depressing until after the Super Bowl.
When's the Super Bowl?
For sports people, then Super Bowl ends, and then you're like, oh, fuck, now what?
When's the Super Bowl? February?
February, yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I guess that's something to look forward to. I get very depressed when there's...
They throw that Sports Illustrated swimsuit calendar at you, and that helps you for about a couple
Jesus,
days.
there's fucking
Come on.
pornography up the ass on
what
the
am
internet.
I, 10?
I still like that old school shit where there's some clothes on the body.
Really?
I certainly do.
On the body.
I don't,
on
dude.
the body. The
I
dead
need to
body.
see a
Yes.
fucking urine stream at this point. Something. It's really just destroyed my fucking head, man. It's terrible. I'm trying to cut back on the porn, man, because I think it fucks up your
sex drive, your libido.
It does fuck you up a little bit, man.
It's like you're releasing too much steam from the engine. You don't have that chook chook when you need it.
Yeah.
If you're porning and jacking.
I'm way back on the porn myself, yeah.
You're way back on it or back in it?
Way backing
You've
off.
backed
I guess.
off?
Oh, backing off.
Yeah. But that's a cycle, though.
It is. It's like drinking, you have like your heavy drinking periods, and then you kind of take it easy for a while, and then you know what I mean?
No. when does it take it
You
easy?
really
part
looked at the
kick
wrong
in?
person with
Yeah,
that one.
Jesus. Joe's looking right at me. I'm like, what?
Ant will back off when he's napping. During
That graph, that
can't do
graph has
both.
no dips. There's no dynamic in that one.
Yeah, my dip is
Straight line.
my dip is breakfast.
Hey, you drinking better?
Better?
Yeah.
I drink great.
Is it modified? Have you modified your drinking?
Nah, well, over the holidays, it was just
Out of control?
fucking insanity. I mean, every day starting at probably 1 in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And it would go until, wake up on the couch with a spilt beer in my lap. Pretty much just.
With who? Or by
Well,
yourself?
that depends.
Was it? I mean, were you having little festive things at the house? Or?
Yeah. It was
Always.
like festive things. And there were parties, people over, just. And then I was eating like shit because the cheese and crackers are out and chips and dips and stuff because there's parties on. And it was just so, oh, God. That's why now I'm just back to fucking turkey and.
What's your favorite cheese? Let's get into this right now.
Fucking sharp cheddar
Oh,
is the
God.
shit.
Damn it!
Not.
Do you
Dude.
do cheese combos? You start with a little. You settle in with a little Swiss.
I love
the big Swiss that you
right,
slice.
right.
Yeah.
And then you go into a little sharp cheddar, and then you finish it off with one of those fucking the spice
spread?
in it. The fucking
I don't like
the
those.
pepper jack.
The pepper jack.
Pepper Jack's pretty
Pepper
good.
Jack's all right, but Monterey Jack cheese doesn't have a lot of flavor. It needs salt.
Yeah.
So you're relying. Can I tell you how I do this? Can
You got a
I
cheese
share it?
combo?
I got a
Please
fucking
do.
combo, dude.
And you throw in some blue cheese to really shock the palate.
Here's how I go. I go with a Vermont sharp cheddar. A
Gotta
nice
be sharp.
white
That
sharp
mild cheddar, why bother?
Fuck it.
Right.
A sharp cheddar. I get a fucking hard Parmesan or an aged provolone, something with real bite to it.
That's where I'd go blue cheese.
And then like a Munster or Swiss, something medium in between that you just kind of balance.
Where do you throw the grapes in?
A
couple grapes in between some cheese. That's not bad.
I'll go green grape, apple slices.
Nice.
Wine.
You know?
With some wine.
Prosciutto.
Wine, yes.
Prosciutto
very good
with some
there.
apple slices.
You ever have a whiz of cheese? That's really just great
Right in the
stuff.
mouth.
Right in the mouth.
What fruit
Right in the
do you
mouth?
eat with the
Yes.
cheese whiz?
Oh my God! Yeah, I gotta have a Jolly Ranchers.
It's disgusting.
It really
I
is.
don't know why that grossed me out so much.
Cheese
This was just a stall tactic. We got
Of course it was.
the change has been made, and now D-Boy has handed in a perfect production.
It's
bid.
in his eyes,
it's perfect.
perfection.
On an all-new Butt Files, homosexual sci-fi investigative couple Muldouche and Sally argue the authenticity of a mysterious pornographic tape.
Why are you being so confrontational?
Because I didn't tell you to watch shit.
You implied it, saying, "Well, hey, you didn't watch this yet. When you watch this, you're going to be blown away." But when did I tell you to watch it?
I said I found it interesting.
Dude, why are you being like this now? We're just talking about this.
Wow, Mr. Passion over here.
But the couple soon finds their homoerotic partnership spiraling out of control.
Don't touch me. I don't want you touching me.
Oh my God!
I don't want you touching me. I don't want you. Who the fuck are you to be touching me?
I'm trying to talk to you.
You don't have to touch me. You can talk to me and not touch me.
Find out if the two lovers will find the transgendered individuals responsible for their dilemma.
You're like, oh, I'm telling you to watch this. I didn't tell you to watch it. You're making shit up.
Why are you so hung up on this for? Why are you so mad at me today?
Because every time I come in here and I say something that you don't like, this is what you do. Here, ready?
All on the next Butt Files.
Butt Files, huh?
Why does it always have to be gay on
Oh,
this
it's always
show?
very gay.
Extreme gay.
I
That's
don't
what we
appreciate
do.
the lies that are in there.
You can sue. Go to Human Resources.
I
would.
I would love
I
a
would.
relationship with Troy, but he won't have me.
Oh, that's sad.
I think you guys are going to get along eventually.
I get along with Troy.
I'm not even
That's
making
why I
a-
was kind of like,
I'm not even making a joke.
I got along with Troy just
I
fine.
got to ask a question. Who's screening the phones?
Well, Kenny was for a while.
Who's on there right now?
Troy, but he's coming in.
Troy.
Oh shit! Not Troy again. He's fucking.
Troy, I really
Troy.
have to. I really have to ask you.
Troy's back.
I really got to ask you about this one.
Yes.
Now, this is something that was brought up before the show.
My spelling's atrocious.
No, not
Okay.
spelling. We were talking about a subject. It's things like personal information about us and ways there are to get that certain information. Line 4 says, I'm not even going to read it.
No, I know. I know
but
what it is.
It's access to certain
Right.
Why would I want that on the air to make more people know that there's information that they could get?
Well, I've put up stuff before that I would never think you guys would ever want to go to, and then you guys make something out of it. So I don't want to change. If you don't want to go to it, I wouldn't think you'd go to it.
Okay, I just would look at that and think like that.
Okay.
I mean, it's nothing.
Next time that comes up, I won't let that go
It's
through.
nothing that I would freak out about. I fucking that's why I'm armed.
Right. Absolutely. I know.
But it's something who would want to touch on that really?
All right.
I don't know.
Did you like Butt Files?
Yeah, it was good.
Files was great.
And I have no problem with Danny.
You do have a sense of humor.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no problem with Danny. I actually I enjoy. Danny and I have hung out.
Sex with Danny.
I enjoy sex with Danny.
Bam! There it is. There it is. That's the line.
Let's update the piece.
No, it's cool, man. I've hung out with Danny outside of here, and honestly, outside of this building, he's a cool motherfucker. But yeah,
Outside of this building.
Wow, that was so
The
weird.
building
compliment.
becomes-
I like you inside the building.
The building affects me. I think the building affects everyone.
I'm a fan of
It's
Inside
Overlook
Danny.
Hotel. This place is like the Overlook Hotel.
In fact, I never want to see Danny outside of this building.
You're not a fan of Outside Danny?
Outside Danny.
I'm a fan of Inside Danny. Jesus.
I'm just kidding. I love Danny.
No, that's all I had to say. So whatever. I don't need it to go any further if Danny doesn't need to go any further. So.
Dude, I never had a problem in the first place. That's
No, I know. And it just listen, man. I'm just trying to make my point. I'm just
For the
trying to
sake of
say.
the show, I hope it goes further. Just
All
wanna
right. Well,
put
then
that
fuck
on
you,
the record.
Danny.
Eat my ass, fucking Alex Jones, bitch boy.
Oh, see.
God damn it.
You didn't have to go there, did you?
Breaking news, you've been chosen to receive a $100 Walmart gift voucher.
Nice.
To
There
find
you
out
go.
more, call 877-448-5786. Motherfucker.
That's great,
Get
dude.
me a phone.
You could buy a lot of shit with that at Walmart. You could buy
Hey, Dan.
a lot of socks, a lot of sheets, a lot of Totino's pizza rolls.
Fucking 4 thread count sheets.
Where did Troy go?
Make fun of Walmart all you want. That store
Where did Troy
knows
go?
what it's doing.
You could buy Troy a sweatshirt that fits.
All right, so it's a little small. It's called Slim Fit if you're a little younger.
Is that Slim Fit?
That's Slim Fit.
That is fucking...
I love how I have to buy double XLs from Abercrombie & Fitch to fit into a large. Thank you.
Oh, that's not.
Are they
What the fuck
tight
are they
over there?
doing? Are they tight?
They make you feel bad because they get
What?
the guys with the
Are they
fucking
tight?
They get the guys with the fucking abs and the
Right.
shit, and that's like, who wears a small from Abercrombie and Fitch?
Normally I'm a 31-inch waist. I go to Abercrombie. I got to get like a 36. That don't make sense.
Maybe it's time to stop shopping there.
Yeah, I trust me. Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm starting to walk
I'm
by.
going to big and tall.
I've started walking by Abercrombie & Fitch more than I've gone in lately.
Don't you feel like such a fat fuck too? Because I have certain clothing lines like that where you have to go and you go, no, normally I wear 33.
That's just
Nothing
fucking
but,
ludicrous.
Yeah, this is,
Yeah.
Nothing makes you want to kill yourself faster than putting on a sweater that turns out to be too tight, and you have to look at yourself in the mirror, like holy mother of
that'll
God.
cling on every bad curve and
Right.
bump on you.
Oh, will it?
Oh, that's a bad one.
You'll see your own moles in some of these tight fucking sweaters.
Yeah, and you know it as
Oh,
you're
God.
pulling the neck part down over your head. You're
Yeah.
just going, this is gonna look so,
fucking bad.
You never want to pull a shirt on where you could see your belly button through the shirt.
Right.
Because it divots inward.
It divots in.
Or how about this, when you put on a short sleeve shirt and then you realize that you're getting fatter and because you have to pull the fucking sleeve, the short sleeves down because you're just getting all bunched up. And I have a legitimate question about Abercrombie & Fitch. I swear it's not a goof. I have no idea. When I drive home and I pass that store on Fifth Avenue, there's a line around the corner to get in. What is that?
That's a gag. They do that with the UGG store up in my neighborhood too.
What?
They put out like
because there's literally 100 people.
They put out the velvet rope and like a carpet in some places, and they actually hold people back so it looks like
So it looks like there's something
happening.
going on?
Are you shitting
That
me?
Abercrombie
I
Fitch
would fucking be so
What
pissed.
is it on Fifth Avenue?
I think it's 5th and 56.
Stand out in the snow.
I've
Well,
actually waited on the dumb line because I had to get something, whatever, or want to go in there, and the place is a warehouse. It's fucking huge. But they do that because of what you just said. You drive by and like, wow, what the fuck's going on in there today? I gotta check that out someday.
Is that?
It's like they're making it look like it's a hot club or
And
something.
it's almost every day, so I started thinking,
Stores
what
are
is
starting
this?
to do that. Uggs is doing that up in my neighborhood where there's a line every day, and then you could see into the store in this case, and it's not that crowded.
That's so dumb. That's
Yeah,
so
that is
fucking
like
dumb.
It's one of the things they're doing now.
I've never bought anything
hipster
from Abercrombie and Fitch ever in my
I've
life.
gotten like presents where I open the box and go,
Sweatpants.
oh, thanks, FUD. Shut that
You don't like
fucking
it?
box.
You don't like
Bird.
Abercrombie and Fitch stuff?
I dress like a fucking Cuban militant. That's like my every day. It's comfortable. I don't have to worry about it.
You dress like you're headed to the militia right after the show.
What do you mean?
Like, and certainly has a look. He does.
I've just adopted this whole I don't give a shit. I'm dressing in militant gear.
Every time somebody gives you a piece of clothing as a gift, you go, "Can I exchange this for something in all black flannel?
Can I get
Is
something
that possible?
I can blouse the pants in my boots with?
Do you have one with more secret pockets
I need
in it?
plenty of pockets. I do have so many pockets. You know, you never know
Gotta
how
hide
many
some
magazines you gotta take with you.
For the big riot.
You never know, right?
For the big race
Sure.
war.
Sure.
We don't have time to do the hoarders clips. Fuck that.
Yeah, we could save it. That fat bitch is going to be just as obnoxious next week.
And next week is the season finale with the rats.
Yes, with the rats. Rat guy.
1,500 rats, they're saying?
At least.
In his house?
Yeah.
And he's in there?
Yeah, he's living in there. They're crawling all over the place. They show an entire fucking
Can I see the preview?
room filled up with fucking rats.
It
And the guy is
didn't,
just living there.
It didn't gross me out as much as I thought it would. It just was like
It's pretty twisted and sick, but I've seen more disgusting. Like people
Yeah.
that live in their own shit.
yeah, it was just weird.
The
It was
couple
just
that
like,
was throwing their shit-filled plastic bags down the stairs because their bathroom broke, and they were shitting in plastic garbage bags, tying them up and throwing them down the stairs, and there was a mountain of human shit bags at the bottom of the fucking...
Ugh.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Was there like flies and stuff?
Oh, flies were the best of it. Maggots, fucking cockroaches.
Dude, yeah, that kind of shit makes me gag, man.
And they opened the refrigerator, and all the fat. They're always fat fucking pigs. They're always talking about like, I'm a great cook too. I'm a great cook. And they show her frying up some crap on a hot plate because the stove is covered with cat shit. and they open up the refrigerator. There's dead meat juice, like staining it. And all I'm thinking is, what is she cooking that's so good? How is she saying she's a good cook when it's horrible? I'd rather be in a VC cave cooking, eating what they're cooking than some fat bitch cooking bad meat. I hate that show, and I watch it every week.
Let's look at this rat guy. So this is the season finale. It's online if you want to check it out for yourself.
Oh, yeah, here he is.
The rat horde has made Glenn's house completely uninhabitable.
Sleeping out here in my office because they'd crawl up on a pillow and start pulling my hair out to try and make nesting material out of it.
They've eaten his mattress.
Anywhere you've got moisture, like in your eyeballs or on your lips, they'll start licking.
Oh, that's adorable.
A little tough to sleep that way.
My name is John. I've known Glenn about 15 years.
What a mullet.
They're his friends, he'll tell you. Those are my friends. Hello, friends. I mean, they just crawl all over.
Holy shit. That's a room full of fucking rats, and he's right in the middle of them. They're crawling all over him as he's feeding them.
Sniff all over you.
They look like easy rats, though.
No, there's shit all over the place.
Those look like those easy rats. They don't look like the subway rats.
They're not. They're like pet store rats.
He's throwing fucking feet on the floor, and they're coming out of everywhere.
I'm out. I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
I thought they were subway rats. That'll creep the shit out of you. These are the rats they feed to the snakes and stuff.
Yeah, these are pet store rats. That's what I was saying.
Rats.
It didn't freak me out.
1,500 of them.
Nah, it's not as bad.
It's weird. It's not grossing me out, though. You know what I mean?
Almost
The
look
rat
like
shit isn't grossing
They
me
almost
out?
look like hamsters, right?
No.
They do. I'm telling you.
The fact that they ate his mattress and they lick his eyeballs.
It's still bad, but I was expecting to see those fucking subway rats. You see one of them and you're freaked out.
That's what I thought. And when they first said it's a guy with rats, I thought it was going to be his apartment was so gross there was rats.
Infestation. They're more
and
like
then
pet rats.
that would.
Yeah, he bought a few rats and let them reproduce. That's all that is.
All right.
Yeah.
Pet store rats.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Still bad, Ant. Yes.
Yeah.
But I want to see a guy with the fucking subway rats.
Yeah. Yeah, he just picks him up off the street and he gets fucking.
I have actually seen more disgusting on that show.
Yeah.
The thing you just said about the meat juice made me gay.
Meat juice. Meat juice.
It's one of the grossest things I've ever heard.
On Twitter, we got a guy, Kyle Drum 2002. He writes Opie Radio, which is my Twitter.
Yes.
Why the fuck do you shop at Abercrombie? Grow up a tad and become a gentleman. And he writes, try shopping at Brooks Brothers for a nice start.
Brooks Brothers.
Oh my God!
Have you ever walked through a Brooks Brothers?
Brooks Brothers, yeah, if you want to go teach a fucking class.
I know.
Or you want to do fake Casual Friday bullshit.
Do they have the jackets with the patches on the sleeves for author?
Fuck Brooks Brothers and fuck Eddie Bauer. Dude, fuck both of those stores.
You ever get a gift certificate for a store and you walk through the entire store and realize, fuck, I got to buy socks. I got to buy $300 worth of socks.
Yeah.
Because you can't find one. That happened to me at Brooks Brothers.
Yeah.
I ended up buying socks.
I got to walk out into the mall and see if anybody wants to buy this fucking gift certificate from me right now because it's useless.
There's a store called, I think it's called Monaco.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the store.
It has to be for the gays. I went in there with a $200 gift certificate. I was so bummed out. I couldn't find one. You can't buy the underwear because even that's a little too European, if you know what I mean.
European.
So once again, socks.
They opened up
with my gift certificate.
They opened up a mainly gay boutique, male boutique across the street from my apartment. It's the shit, dude. The fucking clothes are awesome.
Really?
Yeah, they have great like plaid shirts and shit.
The back of the pants all cut out.
Yeah, you got to go up a side. They're slim. You got to go up a side, but they're fun. It's the shit.
Then maybe I shouldn't be making fun. Then maybe it's more of a European thing. Well, Brooks Brothers is just fucking lame ass, fucking boring, casual shit. And this Monaco, maybe it's European then.
No,
if you're saying there's good clothes at gay boutiques, then
this is just a place run by gay guys, so they know like it's not club gay. It's not fucking. It's not that shit. Yeah, it's like sweaters and flannel shirts and shit. It's a cool fucking shop, man. They have really cool T-shirts. like
I'm either
throwback tees and stuff. It's a good place. It's called Tag.
Either 511 Tactical Wear or Armani. That's pretty much the only places I shop.
Armani.
Armani or 511 Tactical.
Are you wearing the Armani when you wake up with the spilt beer?
No, that's 511 Tactical.
That's 511. All right,
you need
fair
the
enough.
tactical gear for spilt wine and
What the fuck
beer.
is 511 Tactical Wear?
That's what he's wearing.
It's right there. It's
They make great socks.
It's
'cause I got
actually-
their socks too.
The socks are great.
They really are.
Are they the socks where it's like you can sweat in them and they don't smell
yeah,
ever?
yeah.
Like those
You
sorts.
feel like you
great
have,
socks.
you feel like you have 10 extra layers of
You
skin.
pull them on, they're great.
They're tight.
It's all actually
comfy
it's,
tight.
It's clothing for the military and the police and firemen and emergency service workers. So it's very durable yet very comfortable. And they're, like you said, plenty of pockets for magazines and
Hiding weapons
and weapon. Actually, if you look at this. There is a Velcro
Jesus Christ.
shoulder holster right there in the shirt, and you just seal it
Wait,
up.
did you say shirt as in T-shirt?
Well, no.
It's
T-shirt time.
There's a shoulder. There's a holster built into the shirt.
It's actually
Inside
built in,
the shirt.
like over
Officially,
the
that would be
shoulder.
inside the
So
shirt.
It's all you got to do is you put a weapon in there, and you seal it up like a little PPKS, little 380.
That
Fits
reminds
in there
me of
perfectly.
like. That reminds me of a shirt that I would have got when I was a kid at like Toys R Us, like a fake army shirt. It's got a holster in it.
Exactly. I totally am. I'm like that. I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. Every shirt I have has some hidden pocket for a weapon.
I like it.
You never
I like
know.
it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Yeah, 'cause I'll tell you what. If
And
the
there's Velcro on the sides of some of them, the longer ones, where it tears up so you have access to a hip holster. And just, they're all made for, you don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
Maybe I should start carrying a gun. What do you guys think?
Where do you live? New York City?
I live in
Good
Hell's
luck.
Kitchen.
Good luck on getting a gun.
More importantly, this guy wants to make fun of you
Possible.
because you shopped at a gay place.
There's a surprise.
You're not supposed to be gay ever on this show.
I know.
Yeah, God forbid.
What's he
you might
gonna
as well have
say?
sucked the cock. We're walking through the door.
You suck dick. That's what it turns into on this show.
walk through the
Go
door,
ahead, Kevin
you
and
suck
Philly.
the
We'll
dick.
give you a shot here.
Hey, Joe, you're the only Italian guy in the history of Norristown to ever shop at a gay man's clothing store.
That's because there's no gay men clothing stores in Norristown. Are you from Norristown?
Yes, sir.
Do I know you from back home?
No, probably not.
This is how Let me tell you about Norristown. I just did a show back there recently. That's where I'm from. It is the most. I love it. It's home. It is the most racist, closed-minded place I've ever been. I fuck with people when I go back there. I go, when you say something.
Could I get a realtor's number?
When you say something progressive or open-minded in Norristown, they react the way people react everywhere else when you say something racist. They're like, "Whoa, you're creeping me out, dude. What are you talking about?"
Hey, I got a Philly thing. You heard about the Kensington fucking killer there? Serial killer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the rest of the country's not talking about it. Guy's killing fucking hookers every other day. He's got a count.
Really?
His numbers are impressive, and no one's talking about it. Supposedly it's a black guy killing fucking drug addict hookers.
I love how the blacks are making their way into serial killing. It's amazing. We're very diverse as a community. I like this.
But
there's fewer places on earth that I've seen people give less of a shit about than Kensington. That's why people are not talking about it.
And that's why, right?
Everybody in Philly, when you talk to people in Philly, and you go, "Where are you from?" I'm from. You go, "Where? Kensington?" You go, "Fuck you, bro. I ain't from fucking Kensington." All right,
That's the place not to be from.
Is that bad?
It's not that it's that bad. It's just one of those. It's. I don't want to. I don't want to shit on. I love Philly. It's home.
There's some shit going on in Kensington, though, man.
Yeah, but it's Philly's fucked up.
I don't know what the exact number is, but it's bad. How many he's gotten so far?
Philly's crime rate. They're competing with like Detroit, dude. It's a fucking war zone. Man.
Really?
Seriously,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really, really bad there, man. So you don't hear shit about Detroit on the. There's fucking bears and coyotes and shit living in downtown Detroit now. I didn't know that till I went to Detroit. You'd think that'd be international fucking news that happened somewhere.
Wait, what? For real?
I'm not bullshitting. Wild animals
are starting to take over the city.
That's how abandoned downtown Detroit is, dude.
12 fucking monkeys, dude.
That is
seriously.
it is.
12 monkeys.
They pulled back the border of
downtown Detroit.
Downtown Detroit because they couldn't afford to upkeep or to even have these abandoned buildings. So now there's just this no man's land zone of decaying buildings.
Show me one story that you got wild animals in downtown Detroit. I gotta see this.
Dude, it's fucking...
And what are the animals?
I got a website
it's
for
like
you.
bears and coyotes and shit. It's fucking insane,
No,
dude.
bears. Come
Opie.
on. I would believe coyotes.
Opie, it cost... This is what I learned when I was in Detroit. I did a show out there with Patton Oswalt.
He was on yesterday.
Yeah, that's why I bring it up. We were laughing about this.
Great.
He's hilarious. We were laughing about this because they were telling us that it cost $7,000 to buy a house in downtown Detroit.
Yeah,
because,
we did all that on the show.
Yeah, you just can't...
You could get a very cheap house up there.
Because you won't have a heat. Like, they won't come get your trash. There's just no services.
Lions and some bears, oh my. Lions and some bears, oh my.
Pads are the funniest thing. Pads are the funniest thing to the audience. He goes, you guys are fucking insane. He goes, you could come to Detroit and be like, you guys have vampires in your downtown area, and you guys are just like, yeah, but just don't go down there. Like, that really is how they treat it.
That would be one of your houses that you would buy. It's completely fucking boarded up, holes in the roof. Looks like it
Do you
was
see
shelled.
the black from previous flames?
Fires. Oh, there's holes in the roof like it was shelled.
How bad
That
do you
house
wanna-
looks like it was shelled.
How bad do you want to walk around that house right now?
Oh, so bad.
I love
So
walking
bad.
around in old fucking
Oh, yeah,
abandoned
that'd be
houses.
great.
You know, my old school, they
Step on needles and crack pipes.
They unfortunately rebuilt it finally. Washington Drive School, and a little local action.
Oh,
Center Port Long
yes.
Island. Washington Drive School sat there for, I don't know, at least 10 years with they did nothing to it. And finally you figured out how to get in there. And we took a walk in there once. That shit is so fucking cool to me, man. There were classrooms with the kids' stuff still hanging from 10, 12 years ago.
Underwear?
Yeah.
Untouched.
Yeah.
And with the ceilings coming down from the water and the floors were all buckled. I love that shit.
Dude, there was an abandoned mental institution.
See that? I would love
near
that.
where I grew up, and it was like, dude, we were like 13, 14 years old. It was like our life's blood to figure out how to break into this.
Yeah, we had
and you
Pilgrim
couldn't get
State.
into it. It was like the barbed wire and shit around it. But
I'm putting this out there right now. I know people do it illegally because I'm watching the videos online. I even tweeted one of them recently. If someone could get me under fucking ground in New York City, legit, I want to go. Could someone do that?
Where?
I
in the
want to go.
sewers?
It's more than just sewers. There's all sorts.
down here in the sewer, there, Rob.
There's all sorts of shit going on. There's rivers that are still flowing under New York City. There's old subway stations that they just boarded up that looks like it did, when they were still open. I want to do that shit, but I want to do it legally. I don't feel like getting arrested. Someone could help me out.
I would do that. I would go underground.
You want to go with me?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go. Because I
party of it.
guarantee that fucking river of slime from Ghostbusters is actually down there. I would go down there. I want to go.
I hear there's some amazing stuff. There's like the secret tunnel that what president was it, Ant? That it was his escape route out of New York City. They still got that.
Can we go to
the original subway tunnel? It's just a round tunnel with a round.
Let's
train.
go to that city where the people live in the boxes down there.
Oh, the mole people! I learned about that. They got a lot of those fuckers out in '96, but people are still living underground, but not as much now.
They should have those looked
God,
at.
how scary would it be?
I
down
know
there?
how to do this illegally. There's a couple spots I know of, but I just don't. I'm not brave enough to jump the fence.
How do you do it illegally?
What?
Can you talk about how you can do it illegally, or you not, or is it like the kind of thing you can't talk
The one
about?
video I posted recently was from Vimeo. The guy was insane. He fucking climbed to the top of the Williamsburg Bridge illegally. Had to jump a couple fences, get inside one of those towers, and
what'd he do?
He just fucking climbed all the way to the top, which is insane. And then he went where the old Amtrak tunnels are, where the mole people were. I think he went down to Canal Street, which it's called Canal Street because it used to be a real fucking canal providing water for New York.
No shit.
And he knew the grate to open up to go down to see the actual river still happening, which they turned into a sewer.
There's got to be a legal way to do it. I mean, it's got to be as simple as
you got
some rep from
some
the
cops
whatever.
or some of the MTA guys. Somebody could help me out.
There's got to be. I would go down there.
That
in 2
show,
seconds.
Underground Cities or whatever it's called. What was it called? That
Yeah,
it
I
went
think
away,
it was
unfortunately. We had the host on. That
Cities of
was
the
what-
Underground or
Cities of the Underground. That's
like
my
that.
shit. I love that stuff.
What show was it? I never saw it.
It was just Cities of the Underground. He went from city to city, checking out all the shit
Like
that's
every
happening
city has
underground.
shit going on underneath it.
That the average person's not allowed down to anymore.
What was like the craziest thing?
Craziest thing was where the fuck was he? He was in one of these Asian countries where the whole mountainside was like, there was a whole underground city under these mountains and stuff.
That's some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Wait, but when you
That
say
they had for the war and stuff, so they had like some of those fucking old Vietnam
I see what you're saying.
Vietnam tunnels and all that. You didn't realize how involved they were.
The Ho Chi Minh Trail.
All that shit.
Into Cambodia.
In Portland, they had like trap doors in old bars where you're drinking and then the door, and now you're underground in these rooms and stuff, and they ship you off for the.
Oh, that was when they used to steal people for ships and
because they needed
mates.
They needed hands on these ships to bring back all the fucking molasses or whatever the fuck it was. I forgot now. But these guys wouldn't volunteer because it was 2 years at sea.
Yes, you scallywag.
So they would fucking get you drunk.
They'd Shanghai you.
Yeah, there you go. The Shanghai.
As being Shanghai.
Exactly. So they would get you drunk, and then the trap doors would fucking open, and there you are underground, and then they ship you off.
Beaten.
And by the time you
unconscious.
wake up from your horrendous fucking, buzz, you're on a ship, and it's too late.
Sound thrashing that you got.
It was a great
Christ.
show. I should try to find it on a box set of it or something.
Jesus Christ, I got to check that out. How much would you love to have a trap door?
Anywhere, just to have one would be cool. Just laugh at your friends. Dick.
How great would it be to have that?
A trap door.
Seriously. I'd be too scared to use it, though, because somebody would sue you.
They would get
I
so
twisted
hurt.
my knee when in your trap door.
Like the great Danton when his mattress was gone.
Let's go to sit.
Aha!
Why is the Sitch dressing like John Travolta now? Was that on last night?
Jesus.
He is such a...
what the fuck is he doing?
Saturday.
there?
He looks like Saturday Night Fever now.
I hate this fucking cunt.
Which one?
Fucking Wendy Williams. Ugh, she sucks.
That's Tyler Perry.
Oh, shit. Is that
No, it
Medea?
is. Yeah,
That's
people
Medea.
don't
I'm
know
sorry.
It's Tyler Perry in a wig doing a talk show. He figured he could.
Oh, God.
Actually, I'm starting to think that Wendy Williams looks like Herman Munster, but no one's on it yet.
Nah, I'm not feeling that.
Because her arms are really fucking. Remember when they try to squeeze Herman into like weird clothes, like a football uniform?
Oh, it's hysterical. Little helmet on his
She
head.
looks like
He was able to
she
pump the
doesn't
ball
look like Herman Munster, but she does look like Fred Gwynn.
Yeah,
she looks like regular Fred Gwynn.
Okay, there you go.
You know what I mean?
I knew there was something there. Sammy in Queens.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey.
Yeah, there's some Norwegian guy, I don't know his name, recently had a documentary on TV and something in the paper where he was allowed to go under New York and found all rivers, streams of water, and secret tunnels.
And men that would do
You gotta try to
favors.
Google this guy. He's Norwegian.
Well, I'm trying to get someone to do it so I could do it illegally, I guess. And I want to do it in other cities. I heard in Rochester, a place I used to live, there's a fucking subway system, and that one's easy to go under and check out.
Man, I would,
An old subway system in a city that had no business having a subway.
Are the trains all down there still?
I don't know. I don't know how. I was just reading about it online recently.
I'm going to go down there and run around like Blade.
Yeah.
I'm going to go underground in a little while to Midtown Tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
It's
yeah.
amazing.
Joe, I cursed you.
Goes right under a river.
We went late because of you. Fuck you.
Because of me.
Yeah. What are we promoting? We're out of here. Fuck this. I don't need to go underground that bad. I need to go home.
Righteous Kill every Tuesday at the Ace of Clubs, and I'm at CB's Comedy Club all weekend in the West Village.
And,
Very good.
On Twitter.
Oh, Twitter. Yeah, Joe DeRosa Comedy on Twitter.
Let's start tweeting more, Joe.
I did. I got about 50 things since we've been on the thing here. 50
Since we've
requests,
been on the
followers.
thing here.
You know what I mean.
Been
Whatever
on
the
a
fuck it is.
thing.
Some things. I got some things.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
I enjoy sex with Danny.